was anticlimactic. There we go. Hey, we're live.
Hey, we're live.
I'm figuring this out as we go. What's up, guys? This is the first official time I've hosted a live stream on this channel since I think like 2017 when Charles and I did like a live rant about in Divergent. You remember that? That was like the forever
vaguely.
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
It's been a minute, my friend.
Wow.
But welcome, guys. We're a bunch of old souls here to talk about movies. My name is Lindsay. This is my channel, my 2 cents of nonsense. To my right, I have my buddy Charles. Right.
Hi, wrong right. It's good to be here on someone else's channel. It's good to not stress about everything. But I'm Charles. You know me. Let's get going. And
hey, I'm Gray.
Hell yeah, you are.
That's right. No, that's the entire intro. I got nothing.
No, nice, clean, simple and clean. I like it. You know, they're very well done. But yeah, guys, we're here to talk about some box office stuff, and specifically one movie that nobody saw this weekend.
Nobody.
Literally nobody. It's not like I'm going to throw some mind-boggling numbers up on the screen right now. Sorry, the cocaine will cook in a minute, and then I won't be quite so mumbly. But yeah, Beetlejuice came in with $111 million this weekend. Trailing in second, we got Deadpool Wolverine with $7 million, a respectable $7 million to 111, and then Reagan holding on in third with 4.8, and Alien Romulus, my boy, still going at it with 3.9 million. And it ends with us. That's Blake Lively, right? So she's still in the top 5 with Ryan. I love it. We got double Blake Lively representation in the top 5. Oh, wait, I should get my microphone over here. Did I sound terrible? Do I sound better now?
You sound better now.
Okay, I apologize. You should have said something. My bad.
You didn't sound terrible. But that's interesting. I don't think Reagan lost a lot in percentage.
Actually, it's funny. Reagan was the strongest of the layovers, and it jumped a spot. It was 4 last week. It's 3 this week.
Yeah.
God, is Reagan about to have just like legs for days and just be lingering in the top 5 until like November?
Yeah, till election day, right?
People basically. Because you see, if you watch the Reagan movie, you'll get someone elected. We're not getting political today, so I'm not going to say the name, but you know.
You say what you want. Aren't on my channel anymore, so you could mess this up however you please.
Hey, look, man, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you what I want. Okay, that's enough. But yeah, I think we all saw the headliner that came in with
111,
14 or 15 times more than second place.
Yeah, and I was wrong. I want to be the first to admit it. So I thought for sure it's going to get number 1, but with everything else that's gone on this year, like Furiosa, a lot of the other ones, even the Ghostbusters, kind of underperformed from what they wanted. I did not imagine it would do 111 opening, so I was definitely wrong on that. I bet under 100.
I think we all did.
Yeah, we all did. I saw the numbers. The first number I saw was 43, and that was like Saturday night, Sunday morning. I'm like, okay, the estimates are 43 for the weekend, and then I look closer. That's just Friday. Oh, this is going to be a biggie weekend for Beetlejuice, and
seriously,
it was.
I'm trying to pull up a couple of numbers here from Box Office Mojo. So, because worldwide right now, it's looking at 147 million.
That's not far off from what I think it was Troy was saying.
180, yeah.
Like it's
there
not that far off for everything this year. Yeah, it's better than I thought it would perform on opening.
Right.
But then again, I'm wrong on everything, so I'll start betting against the things I like.
Well, right. That's Troy brought it up last week. It was 180, and we're all like, totally?
Really?
Like, ever? And yeah, 150 still. I don't know if that's as impressive considering 111 of it is from the U.S.
I think that's kind of cool because whenever we actually do well and are kind of the leaders these days, I think it's kind of a rarity or rarer than some might like.
Who's we?
The royal we. Where do you think Frozen Throne is right now, by the way?
Who?
Frozen Throne, Ghostbusters. Frozen Empire. Sorry, Frozen
Throne.
Is,
yeah, that throne. It gets cold. Good question.
Warcraft, actually, Frozen Throne.
Worldwide? Total?
Worldwide or domestic. I think both numbers will cause a head to spin here right now.
200 total?
Just shy of 202, actually. So, yeah, very close. And the domestic is 113, meaning Beetlejuice almost pulled its entire cume in a weekend.
Yeah, it's such a weird year. Like everything, every time you're like, there's no chance that Bad Boys is going to make anything more than 5 million. 50 million? Okay, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
And
also, I just said the word cume. It's a weird world, guys. No one knows what's going on anymore.
I've just been wrong on every one of my predictions this year. So, yeah, I don't know the theater right now.
This is the year
this business of show.
Like when Fall Guy had its demise and was on VOD, it's like, okay, it's going to die now. And then it just lingered with its steady 7 million every weekend. It's like, what the why don't people want the choice at home before they go see it in the theater? It's just a very, very strange year. For predictability's sake, I guess.
And I guess I've definitely added to that too. I mentioned that I wanted to see movies in the comfort of my home, and I still do. But get out to those other ones.
Well, we're not the ambassadors.
Certain ones that deserve it.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, Strange Darling, 19th place.
Oof.
With $120,000, only on 130 screens this weekend. I would doubt it's even on 100 next weekend.
I was a little terrified to look that one up. That hurts my soul to know.
It sounds like we're kind of on the trail end of their U.S. release, but they have a whole bunch of the U.K. that's going to be out soonish. So I really wish them luck there. I hope that gives them some push, and I really hope they don't get overlooked when it comes to the end of the year festivities and everything. I don't know. I would nominate them for a lot of stuff.
I would
cinematography, original concepts, production design. Take your pick.
Willa Fitzgerald too.
Yeah, that performance is just amazing.
It's a very good point, actually.
And plus, there's much more depressing news if you're looking at the top 20. The Crow dropped.
The Crow did better than it.
It dropped 93%. Hold on. So The Crow on 296 screens brought in 130,000. Strange Darling on 130 screens, basically half and then some, did 120.
Wow.
That's actually that actually kind of makes me happy. Go Strange Darling in that instance.
Team.
Yeah, little silver lining there. I'll take it.
So, did you guys anticipate Twisters being like way more popular this year than The Crow? Like, was I just way off on that? I would have thought there'd be, like The Crow is a cult classic. Twisters, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's a 90s movie, but I didn't think of it as like, this next generation needs their own Twisters. Or Twister, excuse me.
I guess I was kind of surprised that it was on Independence Day level. I always viewed it as kind of a smaller one. Maybe it's just because the scope of the movie is smaller and it's not aliens and explosions and just really angry wind. But no, people love Twisters. That makes me happy. I love that original movie.
It's weird. Well, I don't know. If you asked me in like the 90s, Beetlejuice, and Twisters would be dominant. I'd be like, what? In 2024?
Really?
First of all, don't you mean Beetlejuice, the third one by that point? What do you mean the second one's only just coming out?
Yeah. Really weird everything.
What's in first place?
It's been a weird.
I keep forgetting.
I guess I don't know if I'd call it the franchise, but I don't know. They went right from that first movie to like children's cartoons, and I remember like Happy Meal toys too. So I would have thought Beetlejuice would have just been sold out, but it's kind of interesting that it took them this long to actually get to anything in the franchise. But feels like they're set up to do the next one pretty soon.
The interesting thing was Winona Ryder had her contract for Stranger Things. She had an out in her contract that if they were filming Beetlejuice 2, she got to leave.
Oh, really?
And that's as far back as what, 2016?
That's impressive.
So they've been anticipating this, and I don't know. It's not like she was listed as a producer or anything, so I don't know if she really
sometimes
enjoyed it.
Movies gestate for a while, you know.
Yeah.
Like look at poor Blade. How long have they been trying to do Mahershala now? 6 years.
Any day now.
Any day. By the way, Charles, I double checked it. Deadpool's in second place with 6.
Inside Out 2.
Yeah. It's like 1.612 to 1.675. So it's like
Give it time.
63.
It's coming.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there.
If it keeps coming in second place in no time.
Is there anything that could come out the rest of the year that might top it, by the way? Because there's no Avatar this year. There's no
there's like one more big one that I'm kind of blanking on, but
I don't think Marvel
2?
has anything else.
Right? Yeah, Gladiator 2 in like December,
maybe?
but
I don't know.
With the numbers that Napoleon did, I'm not assuming that this one is going to be. But again, I'm wrong on everything this year, so you know,
bet the house. Bet the house on it.
In the chat,
Alex is bringing up Moana too.
Oh, oops, hold on, I clicked the wrong one.
You know,
also a great comment by Sean Sheridan right here. Not to belittle it.
The next one's great too. You know,
Moana 2.
Daddy-O.
Oh, Daddy-O. Oh, sorry.
Daddy-O. Wait, what?
He's calling it a sleeper, under the radar movie. Charles kind of turned me onto that one. I just watched it last week.
A lot of people have been telling me to see that one. I do want to check it out.
It's very reserved.
Oh yeah.
Do not put
decent
expectations
performances. Yeah. Yes. Sleeper for sure. But
people talking. That's all you're getting.
I mean, it's my Uber ride with Andre, basically, right? Like,
ooh,
it should be doing better than It Ends With Us. Like that one also. Their meeting story is also telling very personal things. That's kind of what happens in this cab. So I don't know. They did it way better.
Yeah, never.
I'm huge now.
Sorry, I'm just playing around with all my new toys.
Okay. Being a producer.
I feel like a god.
You have the power.
Charles, make a joke. Go.
I farted in my hand.
Good old Charles.
No, that was a joke so much. It's just
no, that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful.
That's it. We're done.
And then
thanks. Good night.
I think there was another comment that we kind of didn't see. Did either of you guys get to see Red Rooms from last year? It's like I think it's French Canadian flick. It's got the same actress from Anatomy of a Fall. Kind of blanking on it. Okay. It's a decent flick. If you haven't seen that, I don't want to give too much away. But if you like horror, it's different.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. I do want to check it out. And Smile 2, I'm definitely excited for Smile 2. I love the first one.
I will be watching it, and I have to watch it before Halloween. But I'm
a little worried. I know how it's going to
way
end,
more than I thought I would.
But
yeah.
I thought it was going to be like I always forget Truth
Ready
or Dare or whatever that one's.
Right. Yeah.
I think
Truth or Dare, but they tried.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys kind of mocked me when I said like the comical one last year, but I don't know. It wasn't as serious. They didn't take it as a legitimate threat like they did in Smile. So I don't know. It surprised me. I'm looking forward to the second one, but I don't know. Few sequels live up in my book. So
I agree.
I don't know. I'm trying to keep my whatever you want to call that expectations low, but I'm hoping for the best.
I'm excited, but you're not wrong about horror sequels. Like that's why I keep saying, do we really need a second A Quiet Place? Do we really need a third A Quiet Place? And I was wrong both times because I ended up loving them. But I do get that impulse of just leave a lying dog lying. You know, do we need to endlessly sequelize everything?
Yes.
Okay.
We've had zero creative new releases that have taken first place at the summer box office. So until we tell the studios we'd like something new, please, they're just going to keep dumping franchises in our lap.
Well, Longlegs, did that not come in first place, or is that pre-summer?
No, it was in the summer. It premiered at 22 million, but not good enough.
A respectable
Deadpool.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Well, goddamn Deadpool. He ruined Longlegs, and it can't stop listening to Madonna now because of that movie. Goddamn it. But yeah, you guys got some thoughts on
wait.
Beetlejuice. Oh, sorry.
So all right. Let's start with Beetlejuice because I would have talked about Rebel Rage for a second, but it's just me who've seen it.
I mean, I'm still interested. Yeah, by all means.
So me too.
Rebel Ridge
I will be seeing it.
Okay, it's on Netflix, so I know how much you love watching things in the privacy of your own home.
I do. It's great. I got the comfy seat and everything.
Indeed, we can get up to the bathroom and pause and all that stuff. But yeah, it's Jeremy Saulnier, the director of Green Room and Blue Ruin. Before that, and
hell yeah, fun flicks.
I mean, Green Room was amazing. I adored that movie.
It's got. I told this to Lindsay prior to us going live. It has like a modern.
Sorry,
I say, Rambo type story where an ex-Marine is having issues with the local police, and it's got a bit of a modern day spin, a corruptness to it rather than Rambo. It's just, it was anti-Vietnam. When that was out, the first, you know what I'm talking about?
The very first one, yeah, before it became an action franchise, and then
right. So this is kind of like that, but it's not a 1-for-1. And Saulnier's got a certain type of style, and it is tense.
Green Room was striking. I've seen that movie once, but it has never left my brain. There's so many just dark. Obviously it's a dark movie. It's about a bunch of Nazis trying to kill a band, but the world is so grimy and gross and real. I don't know. I've been wanting to see more things from him. So if this is him, I'm going to see this.
Yeah, it is.
There's some amazing performances in there too. I'm assuming that he's able to kind of bring those out. So I hope he has some of those in this as well. The actors in this looked pretty good. He
has I wouldn't say the cinematography is anything that I would focus on, as as offensive as that may be. Unless the camera does something, I'm not really wowed by it. But he does a pair of one takes, and one's as simple as just seeing something above a bridge, and I want to say it's a jib shot, perhaps a crane.
It's pronounced Gibe.
And another one where he's just tracking through a very Goodfellas-esque, if I do say so, tracking through a restaurant. But other than that, it's the tension is in the driver's seat of this movie, and something happens by the hour mark, and you're like, okay, so we've had our tension, now we're just going to release, and it picks up, goes off, picks up, goes off, and there's 3 or 4 moments where it's all right, so we've had our climax, right? No, okay.
Wow.
It's really, really 2 hours plus of tension, and I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to it. I just had the chance to go to Beetlejuice, so I thought, the streaming one can wait. But it did interest me, especially after you told me it was the same director that did Green Room. I was in. I want to see anything that guy's going to do.
Yeah, I'm fired up about more from him. I think I've officially got just burnout, franchise burnout. If I've seen it before, I'm not interested. And with Strange Darling a couple weeks ago, and now stuff like this, please give me something new, even if it's a variation on something I know. We can watch movies and still be entertained without having capes and sequels and all that shit.
Hey,
but
I'm excited for a cape or a sequel. Yeah, I don't need both. I just need one.
I am excited for Rubber Ridge 2, though.
Electric
Red joke, I think.
It'd be a great franchise.
Watch it literally becomes Rambo, and then the fourth one, the credits roll with, and our thoughts and prayers to the warriors of the Mujahideen or whatever.
Mujahideen? Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that's Dune.
Brave Warriors.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It wasn't okay.
I think it was a Taliban or something. Yeah.
Taliban, that's what it was. Oh God, that says a lot about the Dune lore. It's soaked into my brain. Okay. Any other little things that we saw this week anyone want to talk about? Rings of Power is weird. I'm kind of liking it.
I still need to catch up on that. I've been taking my time. I had the choice to watch that and then, spend my time elsewhere.
Just doing literally anything else.
I really slacked on like my Ty West movies, if you will. So I hadn't seen X or Pearl or Maxine, so I caught up on those 3 this weekend. It was fun.
Where does Maxine sit in the trilogy for you? Ranked.
For me, it's number 2. I would go X first, then Maxine, then Pearl, but I could see the appeal of Pearl. The fact that they did the first 2 simultaneously is just awesome. I really like the editing style in X. I really like the whole concept of X. It feels familiar, but kind of a new take on it. I like it a lot. But Pearl didn't. I didn't like it nearly as much. But they kind of won me back with Maxine. It was just so 80s to the max in a way that I liked. But I don't know. I think Ty West has a really good choice of music in those movies. They really do get you into the era they're set in, I should say. But I enjoyed them. None of them were like a fail or anything like that. But perhaps they're not meant to be strung that close together. Like digest them a little bit. I'm not sure they were meant to be
also like so different. Like it's like I think I'd say Pearl might be my favorite if I'm to rank them all. But like on the right day of the week, it could be X, it could be Maxine. Like they're all doing something so different. I don't know. It's one of my favorite franchises. Like just I know it's brand new and it's only 3 films, but I adore it. Like I love the ballsies. Just like, what if we just shoot this other film while we're shooting this first film, and then we get permission to do it? Like that's cool if we do that, right? And they did it.
Yeah,
it does feel a little weird that we got like Kevin Bacon in that world and everything, but I don't know. For me, it kind of worked. I liked how sleazy it was. I liked the mystery of the tape showing up. I don't know. It was just kind of in my wheelhouse. So
yeah, the third act kind of unraveled for me for that.
A little bit, for sure.
I think the ultimate reveal of who's behind the tape is disappointingly obvious, but like I guess who else could it be? Like it's kind of got to be that character, so I'm not really faulting the movie for it. I don't know.
Yeah, but Giancarlo Esposito finally got in another movie, so that was awesome.
I did like him a lot, actually.
He was in Abigail this year.
He was good in that movie too, actually. Yeah, that's true.
Good to see him with fangs.
Let's have him be Blade.
So wait, you're against Mahershala because he's close to 50, but Giancarlo.
I didn't say that. Fine. I want both of them. I want multiversal Blades. I want the 2 of them and Wesley Snipes, and they're all going to fight to be the ultimate Blade.
As much as I just said I hate franchises, I'm here for multiverses. But Beetlejuice was the big winner. We've all seen it.
Oh yeah.
I don't need another one, to be honest with you.
You don't want the Beetlejuice?
I think it was perfect.
The amount of time for the next one.
Yeah.
Come on. Now we've got our friends from the other side. We know them well.
Yeah.
We've got friends on the other side.
I like the fact that we waited so long in between sequels, and it felt right. I mean, if they do some sort of departure with a third one, maybe I'd be a bit more up for it. But it was a nice, how often do these decades later sequels feel, like a continuing of the story rather than just, hey, here's like a soft reboot of sorts. I was fine with it.
It's rare.
Once the score came on and you're doing the opening shot, just like, okay, I'm ready for this for now. And
the moment that Danny Elfman music kicks in, it's okay, yeah, let's go. I can't, I'm in.
Yeah, but some of the charm like loses touch with me by a certain point. Like the whole Monica Bellucci storyline just.
Well,
is it necessary? Like I thought it was going somewhere, and then it's just like, oh, okay, so that's what's going to. I don't know. Like it, I expected more out of that. I guess. I love her, and that character seemed kind of fun, but I don't know. It just seemed a little tacked on to me.
I have a conspiracy theory about her, but
she's with the director.
Well, yeah, there's that too. So no spoilers yet, probably, or do we want to put up a spoiler warning already, or do a quick plot breakdown? It's 40 years later. and Winona Ryder's about to get married to someone else, and
sort of
kind of
shotgun wedding,
in a kind of oddly hilarious way too. She's got a daughter who doesn't believe in all the ghost stories, and they have to go back to the old house, and all the shenanigans starts back up again. And Michael Keaton is a god who we will all are. We're just living in it's his world. We're living in it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was fun. A lot of it kind of felt like nonsense at moments, but it's also like he's supposed to be like a horror Looney Tune in a way, the character of Beetlejuice. So it kind of works, the nonsense, but like it's an hour and 45 minutes, and I feel like it could have been an hour and 20, hour and 30. Maybe that's just me though.
Well, you got to chop one of those B plots then.
We'll just chop Monica Bellucci, sadly.
Monica Bellucci or Willem Dafoe or both.
Yeah. Like there was a moment where I thought that the Monica Bellucci storyline was going to cross over with Willem Dafoe, because she goes into the room that Bob is being interrogated in, but then he's just not there. It's odd. It's distracting. She's off in her own little world. I did love Jenna Ortega.
I think more would come of that.
Probably you would, right?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you talking about Jenna Ortega.
No.
Continue, sir.
She's great. I don't know. I felt like her little story with her boyfriend got wrapped up kind of quickly.
Right. It got started pretty late too.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a little jarring, but I guess he's not that important. And the joke with how they got rid of him was kind of funny. So I guess that's all you need. Again, Looney Tunes logic, right?
Yeah.
I did like what they did with Jeffrey Jones, though, because it is kind of interesting. Like, how do you bring back that actor after they've had such a controversial past? And I think the way that they dealt with it kind of works out. I didn't expect a full-on cartoon, but it didn't take me out.
Oh, the animated sequence was awesome. The plane ride thing.
Yeah.
That was great. Just suddenly,
it makes sense. Like,
wait,
it sucks because there's like so many good movies that guy was in, but he is forever. I don't know. You don't want him in any of your things going forward. You can't support that guy.
What am I? See, I thought he passed.
So he had child slaves, I believe, was what it was ruled as. So, sorry, my dog is squeaking a toy. Hopefully, it's not too noisy in the background.
Pets are always
allowed. He was actually convicted of it and stuff. I think he's out now, but yeah, not good things. So I can see why they didn't have the actor in there, and I thought it was a fun solution for not having him in there.
Sure,
I honestly did too. It's just kind of a funny visual and like a kind of a funny like puppet thing that the person playing the character has to be wearing. It was a good time. I dug it.
I almost kind of enjoy that homage now. Then, like, we don't want to see his face either. We're gonna have a fun Beetlejuice way of not showing his face.
I also I guess that's a bit of a spoiler, so maybe
is it
say that just yet. Spoilers. We're doing spoilers for Beetlejuice already. We're there, guys. I thought Catherine O'Hara's death was hilarious. Like, I kind of saw it coming, but the fact that it just jumped in and just the snake's just bit her and she's dead, that made me laugh.
I just thought Catherine O'Hara was hilarious. I love Catherine O'Hara. Anytime I see her, I'm happy.
Right. And this movie does, perhaps too late, this does what Ghostbusters Frozen Empire should be doing. And that's killing off characters, because you have this afterlife thing.
Oh yeah.
At least spread out some of the And it was a tad late in the game, and I don't know if it was for budgetary reasons or what, but you could have had the Jenna Ortega boyfriend thing. That could have been most of the plot, if need be. It feels like so much happened. The third actress is like, here's more stuff and more stuff. Oh, by the way, Monica Bellucci's still running around, and we got to get married again, because I don't know. It seemed like the rush wedding between Justin Theroux and Winona Ryder. It just, like, I don't know. Was that impeding on the fact that Beetlejuice couldn't marry her? Like,
I mean, you need to have a reason why there would be a wedding and everything would be set up like that. So I don't know. It kind of worked for me, but again, it's just another side plot and a new character. I don't know. I'm not sure that you need everything, but it is kind of fun how pushy that guy was for sure. That I didn't hate that type of character.
Mm-hmm. But there's
I mean, obviously you don't enjoy the character, but I liked that performance on that type of character, I should say.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he was a great annoying shitbag. You love to hate him. But I think the biggest complaint that I have for this new one is, and I did mostly like it, but like there's a simplicity that the original had that's just lost here.
Yeah.
And like I guess that's like the nature of doing a sequel because you have to go bigger. But you know, the first movie's huge. It just remains simple, and it uses the simple things that it sets up in order to really get that bigness. So it's, you know, when you start throwing in more and more and more and more and more characters, it just kind of does get bogged down. And then Monica Bellucci, like, she's great in the movie, but as you're watching the film, she doesn't really share the screen with anybody. She's always just kind of in her own little vacuum, and she never interacts with any of the main cast until the very end. And then when the ending sequence is happening and she's finally there, minus one shot every time she's on screen with like Jenna Ortega or Winona Ryder, her face is blurry, it's out of focus, or her back is to the camera, so you can't really see her. Like, the only
would
time
like to see it again now. I did kind of notice there was not much interaction, and I thought again the Willem Dafoe. I thought something was going to happen with that.
Yeah. There's one shot with her and the Justin Theroux guy as they get eaten by the sandworm.
Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, Deus. Yeah, and that was kind of like, oh, we're just doing the sandworm save again. Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah. So, sorry. So my conspiracy theory is she was either added super late into the movie, or they wanted to get rid of her, but it's Monica Bellucci, so they couldn't get rid of her. You know what I mean? Like, they realized that her character didn't belong in the movie, but they couldn't get rid of her because it's Monica Bellucci. I don't know. I loved her introduction scene when she's stapling herself together. That was badass.
Dude, the fact that Danny DeVito rolls out the red carpet for that is awesome.
Yeah, that was incredible too. And also, did you guys recognize Danny DeVito when he had his back to the camera? Because I was like,
I heard it. Once I heard it, I'm like,
the moment he spoke, I knew it was him. But just like, there's something about this person on screen that's like a Danny DeVito shape I'm seeing here right now. Who played the dad? He looked familiar. I didn't recognize the with like the piranhas.
Oh,
I am blanking right now. I probably could bring up the cast, but I have not.
A lot of fish.
I'm blanking off the top of my head.
Poor bastards working in the middle realm.
There wasn't the Wednesday dance, but I did like her little dance with Catherine O'Hara. That was pretty cute.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I think they were going for the shrimp cocktail scene again with the lip syncing, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have the same bite as Deo did.
I felt like it went really long too.
Yes. Yeah, that could have been cut.
And I didn't know the song. I mean, that's just a me thing. Did you guys know the song?
I mean, I didn't really know Deo before that. That was my introduction to Deo, and I can't forget it. So I don't know. I did not. I kind of knew the song, but I did not think that was the route that they were going. I kind of thought there's a more fun one they could have pulled out.
For what it's worth, I've already forgotten what the song was. I didn't.
I'm blanking on it too.
See, it's just same trick, less mojo.
Well, the reason, or part of the reason, one, it's a great song too, but another reason why Deo worked was because they played it earlier in the movie.
It was an introduction to like Beetlejuice messing around with the humans. Yeah.
So it's just, you know, we'd seen it before, like the closing song where she's flying up in the air. Part of the reason that's so fun is because they played the song earlier in the movie. And was there a setup for this song? I don't think there was.
Plus there were stakes to Deo because they had people coming over the house. They were having a dinner, and it was kind of an important deal. And Beetlejuice wanted to have them so scared that they wouldn't stay in the house. Whereas this one is just people might interfere with the wedding, so we're just gonna make them all dance and sing a song that I don't remember. Cool. Yeah, I was so when the movie started for the first, I don't know, getting rearranged and reconfigured with all the characters. It was fun for me. I was excited and I wanted to be there, and seeing Michael Keaton back in the Beetlejuice garb, it was neat. But about halfway through the movie, I was like, all right, please do something, like do something new and wow me. And it just got, the first half is a hell of a lot more fun than the second half. That's for sure, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, they start doing something new. Like, we haven't seen somebody do what Monica Bellucci does, but I thought there'd be more going on with that. Not only like how she pulls herself together, so to speak, but also her effect on the world. I don't know.
Right.
Like, I was interested in what she could do to people and what she could do to the dress. So I thought that was going to come into play. And it just kind of feels like, never mind.
Well, and then she spends the entire movie just wandering hallways with no one in them. Just
right. And like, all right, so the only reason she comes to an existence is because Danny DeVito wanted to drink some bleach and bumped into a suitcase. Like,
yeah,
that's how she comes to be. Like, really, that's it. And
I mean, my
like
favorite villain of all time, Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie. The construction workers are just building a parking lot, and they just find an egg and touch it, and now the world's going to end. So, that's not totally extreme for me, but there should have been more.
But like you said, she's just touring the hallways throughout.
She needed just something to do. Like, it's not a hard concept. Just give your characters and your actors something to do. Like, she looked incredible wandering those empty hallways, but like, it's, I don't know.
Like, and I don't think I understood everything. So once, if she were to remarry Beetlejuice, what then?
I also feel like Michael Keaton shouldn't have been seen until what's his name said Beetlejuice. Like, because like there's all those, like, there's a couple of sequences with Bob and Beetlejuice and like Beetlejuice's like little like lair. I don't feel like we needed those scenes. Like just like how long does he show up in the original movie? 40 minutes into the movie. Just do that again. Like we don't need to see him before that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me overthinking it.
Like, why did he have an office full of shrunken head people?
That's a good question.
Bob's?
Yeah.
Because he became friends with Bob at the end of the first one.
Oh, that's it, huh? So now he's got his own.
Gotta be honest, I liked the office of them, but I have no idea. I thought it was the powder or whatever. Isn't that what shrinks people's heads or something at the end?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I could see an office full of people who got powdered, so to speak. But I don't know. Yeah.
That's not make or break for me. It's just
I liked the fake outs on seeing Beetlejuice, like that for me worked, but you're right. I think you could have kind of taken away him actually seeing him in his office before you need to.
Right.
I forgot there were those little flashes. Yeah, those are kind of interesting. I guess you could keep those. Just like the sequence where he's like talking about like how he wants to get back with her, and like I don't know. I feel like it just diminishes his reveal when the first like big thing that he's doing is just kind of him just in his office doing shenanigans as opposed to like harassing Winona Ryder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you consider the fact that like he's got a picture of Winona Ryder on his desk, and there's just a lot of exposition dumping.
It's not that weird.
Yeah. Well,
look, I'm at my desk. I've got 3 pictures of Winona Ryder right here. It's it's perfectly normal thing to do.
But I mean, obviously for unfortunate reasons, I would assume that Alec Baldwin wouldn't have been available.
He might not have been able to make that shoot.
It's weird.
Prior conflict.
I've heard about someone else in the cast's unfortunate situation.
But I mean,
cursed movie,
Gina Davis just showed up and blinked twice, so she's getting back out there,
right? But because
you'd
they're
probably have them cross together.
Yeah, I just felt like the story was just so. All right, these people moved on. These people are dead. I'm here because my mom had sex with someone and he's dead, and whoa, can we catch up with some of this, please? Just some of it.
No. So I did rewatch Beetlejuice for this movie, and man, I almost didn't recognize young Alec Baldwin because it had been a minute since I'd seen him. Like, I recognized his shirt.
Okay.
Like I almost have that exact shirt, but with like some purple thrown in with like the black and the gray. I actually really like the shirt, but like, god damn, did he look young, man? That was a trip. Because I've been rewatching 30 Rock recently. So just time's a bitch, man.
Yeah, it is. Good old Malice era Alec Baldwin.
Right. Was this before or after Glenn Ross?
Before.
It was before.
This would have been way before.
Yeah, okay. Fuck.
He was a stockier Baldwin by the time we got Glengarry.
I mean, he just realized he was the greatest human to ever live, so it doesn't matter if he's a little chunky or not. Maybe I shouldn't make jokes like that. But
no, he's awesome. But yeah, it is. That would be interesting. I'm glad not every era of my life is on film because drastic changes.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Good performer. Very good performer.
For sure.
Actor.
Human being.
Well,
there's a little lizards in there somewhere.
A lot of good performances, though. The Shadow, way back in the day. Good times.
Wow. Okay, so what? There was another thing about Beetlejuice I wanted to say before. I want to make sure I don't forget it. Did anyone else? So there's the Soul Train that takes you to the great beyond. And so when they get there the first time and there's like all the disco dancing and stuff, it's like, oh, so just a bunch of disco dancers died and they're all getting on the train and they're all going to the. Then the second time we get that, and it's still a bunch of disco dancers and there's still. I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. So it's because it's the Soul Train.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Choices. Not everything's going to be gold. What is your favorite Tim Burton movie? Just out of curiosity.
Ooh.
Whoa! Didn't expect that.
Nightmare on Elm Street is not Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare
It's
Before Christmas.
Right.
Neither of these movies that I'm talking about are referencing.
It might be It might be that era. It might be Beetlejuice. It might be Pee-wee.
He was good.
It might be Batman Returns.
Batman Returns is good,
Yeah.
man. Danny DeVito again. It's hard
iconic.
to,
I think it's my favorite on-screen iteration of Catwoman. There's some things, and Penguin's not bad, man. You get actual penguins with bombs and stuff. It's great.
You have no idea how disappointed I was when the Anne Hathaway pictures as Catwoman started coming out, and it's like, oh, she's got little ears, it's perfect, but then no, it's just her goggles. She's like, oh, come on, man, just give her fucking ears. I just swore on my channel. There goes monetization.
Once we were talking about other things, it was gone anyway.
That's fair. Okay.
We're just trying for hours right now, aren't we? You don't.
Oh no, 100%. I'm just fucking around. I did it again.
you can't even make money anyway. So
now you owe them money.
Shitty cuck balls. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's go.
Butts in seats right now. Don't worry about the language.
Ooh, Jacob brings up Sleepy Hollow. I totally forgot about that one. Oh man, there's some
really
good
like
ones.
Sleepy Hollow. Yeah, the year that Sleepy Hollow came out, I think it kind of dominated me and a couple of friends entire zeitgeist. We watched that. We went to see it 3 or 4 times in theaters. When it hit DVD, we just started VHS back in the day. We kept watching it over, and that movie's dope as hell.
Who's the love interest in that? It's Johnny Depp and
Ricci. Is it Christina Ricci?
It is.
I think it is.
Young ass Christina Ricci. Young ass Johnny Depp actually too.
Yeah, I just saw that Michael Keaton's 73.
Wow,
that's not that old actually. Yeah, okay, good.
No, it's not.
But there was some energy to his performance for being 73. I don't know many 73-year-olds that could be that animated, but
it's hard to be a loony too at 23, let alone 73, and he pulls it off. So no Beetlejuice. It sounds like we're tapping out after Beetlejuice.
I do something.
I don't know though. With this much money, how do you say no to a franchise at this point? You've got Jenna Ortega already in there.
That's the bank right there. Jenna Ortega is drawing stuff like whoa.
Plus $150 million opening box office. How do you not do another one right away?
Oh, they will.
Isn't this kind of just what happened to Afterlife or whatever? It's successful. It shows that, hey, people are interested in this, but I don't know.
Also, we've technically talked about 2 Jenna Ortega films today, and it didn't even really become a thing as we did it. That's how big Jenna Ortega is right now. So,
X?
Yeah. It's like we didn't even make the connection.
It's before her blow up, but still.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pee-wee's is. I remember seeing that. I think in like '96 or something like that.
Yeah,
Like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
It's definitely his earlier stuff has more charm.
Oh yeah.
Ed Wood. I haven't seen that since it was out. I really
That's
need to rewatch that. Like, really need to rewatch it.
Michael Jackson.
But you get the feeling that if they rush to another one, you're gonna lose some of the practical effects, because there is like some neat, like when Monica Bellucci does the soul sucking thing and then it kind of turns into like little pancake people.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was fun. Like, oh, I could see that. The only thing that I was kind of disappointed in was like the reaction face thing that where his tongue rolled out. It felt like a less impressive effect than the mask from 1994. I was just like, they haven't perfected this in 30 years, huh?
Well, they used the exact same mask from the mask in order to get that shot, and so it just didn't age well.
I think that was CG, that part.
No. and then I also feel like when he's like, "Oh, you want scary? Here's scary." Blah! I feel like that worked better in the original, because like in this one it looked like it was just wings coming out of his face, but like in the original it was like claws and like pincers and like.
They also had the like birthday party, whatever the thing is that you blow in and it makes the squeak while unraveling. Whatever you call that thing. Uncoiling whistle.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
don't know what those things are called, but the birthday noisemaker thing.
The sandworm's tongue always reminded me of that thing. I know exactly what you're talking
about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when he comes up out of the model in the original, and his arms are all like coiled up like that. Yeah.
Why did they save their F word for an awkward time?
There was a F word? I didn't even notice.
It was beeped.
Wait, was it?
It was beeped.
I guess I didn't notice that either.
That's hilarious.
Which scene was it in? Was it towards the end?
It was the third act.
Okay.
Beetlejuice reacts and says, "What the fuck?" But they beeped it.
Huh. I guess I was just bought in at that point. I don't remember that.
Yeah. We both missed it. That makes me feel better.
It shouldn't. I'm the guy who predicts things wrong. So come on, be better.
Yeah, even the dog has something to say about that.
Yeah, sorry about that. He's really looking to play right now.
No, it's fine.
What kind of pooch is he?
He's like a Shih Tzu mix. I don't know, some kind of terrier mixed with a Shih Tzu. So
I love it.
A lot of hair, a lot of personality.
Does he have the spotted tongue from the Shih Tzu?
What?
He doesn't. Yeah, he's a weirdo. I love
him anyway. Anything fuzzy and four-legged is my best friend.
So, you guys mentioned your favorite Burton one. Would you go with like a non-Burton-y Burton one? I don't know. I have more of an appreciation for like Big Fish, which doesn't feel like a Tim Burton movie great to me.
I do love Big Fish.
But if I want like the most Tim Burton-y one, I don't know. I really like Mars Attacks, but I understand why people hate it. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite. If I'm in the mood, like a lot of it is really hit on that weird absurdist level. I like it.
Yeah.
First time I saw Mars Attacks, it scared the shit out of me. I was 8 and like I was terrified. I don't know why, because it's obviously a comedy. What was wrong with me?
Have we talked about the kind of breaking news today?
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. Not the sad breaking news.
Yeah.
Take it away, Charles.
Oh, great. So James Earl Jones has passed at age 93.
Rest in power, King.
Indeed.
Jesus.
But I mean, 93 though. At least he had a good run, and it doesn't seem like it was a horrible decline or anything like that. I think I'd seen him pretty recently. So
he's definitely been doing Darth Vader recently.
Yeah. Hopefully it was peaceful and nice, and just he left this world satisfied, I hope, because man, he had a huge impact on it, and he definitely has a legacy. Sorry about the dog.
No, you're good. Dude's a legend, man. It blew my mind when I realized Mufasa was Darth Vader as a kid. It's like the idea that the most
father.
Evil person I know or have ever seen is like the most inspirational dad. Like it's great stuff. Oh, and there's that Mufasa sequel or prequel that's supposed to come out. I wonder if he's in it.
It's both.
It's a pre-sequel.
I don't know. Yeah, they're telling the story of the prequel, but it's the sequel. It's afterwards. Wow. But then they tell the story of Mufasa. I am not sure if he's going to be in it or not. Same thing with hopefully you'd get Jeremy Irons to come back as Scar, but they're probably going somebody else.
Mark Hamill sent out a sweet X, formerly known as tweet post, saying "Rest in peace, Dad." Luke saying him, Darth Vader, Anakin.
I mean, I don't know of a time in my life where he wasn't universally loved.
I know.
Right?
He's not a controversial one. Like, there are some celebrities that have kind of had ups and downs, but it seems like everybody's just always loved James Earl Jones and his voice. He was the voice of, wasn't it CNN for like decades?
That's right.
I think so. Yeah. He was the Sandlot too. He's the guy at the end who.
He's gotta love the Sandlot.
Yeah.
He's got the dog.
He was in Field of Dreams too, sticking on baseball.
He was in Field of Dreams. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So he's a bunch of different things. And I don't want to be a bummer to the bummer situation, but this is why we need to have different generations, because the guy who's been so many things for us is now gone, so we now need to fill that void. And if we just keep recasting people, we don't have proper turnover. But I mean, if there ever was a legend, James Earl Jones is that.
Part of me is worried
for sure
that Disney has, exactly
I'm glad, but you go ahead, finish, because I didn't want to bring it up.
Well, I'm sure they got a license deal on his voice, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure whatever it is, it's not enough, but I hope it's an insane amount for his family.
If Tarkin,
I hope so. It's a legacy that he has left behind, and it would be hard to fill those shoes. Many have tried, many have failed.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to start getting Hayden Christensen as the voice of Darth Vader and everything.
Can't you just get a sound alike?
Probably.
So you can, but you're doing the character. Yes, but it kind of depends. I'm sure they own the rights to Vader, but it's his voice, so it depends. You'd have to prove that it really is a sound alike, not just a synthetic version of it.
I think AI.
I would think AI would infringe. Yeah.
I'd rather have a human being reading lines and perfecting emotion rather than perfecting emotion. I don't know.
You want real emotion, not robot motion.
Right.
There are AI voice companies that are actually going to the real actors and kind of getting their approval, and then it is kind of shopping their voice around and stuff. So there is a possibility his estate is being very well taken care of for this. Hopefully. If he's represented well.
Oh wait, he was the thing that you use to get directions. The Garmin.
Yeah.
Was he a Garmin voice?
He was a Garmin voice. Christopher Walken was one too.
Oh, that's amazing. I had a Garmin.
That would be
for a
awesome.
While. Mine didn't have a James Earl Jones setting.
You had to pay
That's
for
incredible.
it. I think it was $10 to have James Earl Jones as Darth Vader giving you
totally
directions.
worth it.
Yeah.
At the light, take a left.
Yeah.
And embrace the power of the dogs.
But how do you choose between Walken or James Earl Jones? Like that's a tough one.
It's a
You
very
just buy
good
them all.
question.
Okay. You Pokemon that shit. He doesn't have a star on the Walk of Fame. Is that accurate?
I am
That
angry.
can't be
That's
true.
That's horrible.
He does have an impersonator that looks like him near there, though. I mean, you can take a picture with some guy dressed as Vader, so you know.
You want to be careful with those guys, but don't get
James
too
Earl
close.
Jones. Please tell me Darth Vader doesn't have one and James Earl Jones does. Like, that's silly.
I do not know. Jacob saying according to Wiki, which is where I probably would have gone. So that's too bad. I guess you do have to pay for it, and it is kind of a scam in a way. But come on,
I
lesser
had a
people
running
have
gig
stars.
for half a century.
That guy needs a star.
Yeah, it's true. He also doesn't have he has an honorary Academy Award.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever, man. The dude's freaking incredible, and every child from now until the sun burning out is going to be terrified of his voice.
Dude, if you were a child, if you were first introduced his voice as a child, you're probably in your 60s right now.
Wow. That's
like, how many generations has he like been a good guy or a bad guy, the voice for?
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else that's played a character for like 60-ish years, but it's probably a lot of voice
Sylvester
actors that
Stallone,
have like
Rocky.
Yeah, Mel Blanc probably did it for quite a while. If you know who that is, yeah.
Oh yeah,
respect.
So Frank Oz, I guess too.
Oh yeah, definitely Frank Oz. Yeah. I guess anyone from the original Star Wars. I don't know why I'm making a big deal out of this, but it's a cool achievement.
It's
and
getting
I want
less
to
legendary by the voice, by the name.
I want to just heap praise upon James Earl Jones for just the impact that he's had and just for being such a chill dude. Like
so much impact.
I think if Guy Fieri has a star, we really need to.
Okay, that
he is the mayor of Flavortown.
Well, let him get a star in Flavortown.
Look, the power of the Flavortown is nothing compared to that of the Force. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna keep making these jokes. Oh yeah, did I say, by the way? So I got the text about James Earl Jones being dead as Beetlejuice was starting. So I'm like watching this movie about passing and like dealing with and it was timing, man.
Yeah, you had a themed day.
I did.
Did we talk about the boyfriend in Beetlejuice?
We briefly mentioned him and how he's taken out as just like a joke.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we did. He's a big plot point that's just kind of just dropped unceremoniously, isn't he?
Well, I mean, he's a way to get the characters where they need to be in order to have that other things. I don't know what you call him, like a bridge character or something, but not important.
Yeah, when they didn't show Mom's face, I thought Beetlejuice was in the house.
Oh, that's funny. I assumed it was that the parents were dead and he was still alive. Because he said like, oh, they won't even notice that the fence is out. But like he seemed normal, so I assumed that like he was like just a kid. You know what I mean? Sorry, I keep bumping my microphone. But the fact that they were all dead, that kind of caught me off guard.
Yeah, and the fact that he's a bad dude. I mean, I guess I don't know. There's just so much that just like, all right, here's the thing. He's actually pretty corrupt. Killed his parents, and we're just gonna, just kidding. Here's a stamp. You can. It was like me at the London airport. Just a stamp. No, it takes much longer than that, for the record.
Is there also at the London airport like a lever that they can pull that you get dropped into the bowels of hell?
Possibly. Yeah. It may or may not happen to your luggage. It's unclear.
Oof. Too soon. Too soon, sir.
Yeah, I wish Beetlejuice would pop up where my luggage carrier is. Yeah, I don't.
Honestly, sorry. I was gonna say Michael Keaton is just the best part of the movie.
He is.
Him and the music.
Yeah, the music definitely gave me a smile, but Winona Ryder, I felt like was holding back to me at certain points.
Interesting.
I could kind of see that.
I'm just trying to think like do you have an example in mind, just out of curiosity? Like, it's okay if you don't.
I felt like she didn't emote a lot. Like when there was stuff with her and Jenna Ortega's character, like it didn't feel emotional. Like I get what her character is from Beetlejuice, but I just didn't feel like yearning or anything from her. I don't know. I felt like there's, considering what she did in Girl Interrupted,
a lot of,
all right, she can act. Like,
so. And even when she played an android in, Alien Resurrection, where people hated that, I feel like she gave a little bit more emotion.
In that.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I feel like a lot of like her plot points with the father and with her daughter I feel like there could have been more emoting going on there or something. Like I understand, she knows a little bit more about this world, but even when it brings up like her ex-husband, the or former husband, the father of her child, like she also seems a little dead to that.
Right.
I understand, like, she is kind of the goth girl who knows about the afterlife, so maybe it's not going to affect her as much, but yeah, it just feels like Catherine O'Hara's over the topness was taking this much harsher, and she's just like, oh,
right.
Well,
it did a lot of the
whatever.
load, and like the fact that she was like addicted to pills or something. Like, what was that? It was weird.
That was
I wasn't sure if that was going to be a plot point, like the pills like would help her not see the other entities, but it didn't seem to be that. I don't know. They just dropped again.
Just a bunch of things where it's like they're like sprinkles on a cupcake. Like, wait, what was with the pink ones?
It does feel like there is more of a plot that could have happened. Same thing with I don't know. Basically, all of them. It doesn't feel like any of them were truly truly explored or executed, and I think that's kind of the charm about the first one. It is kind of simple. You kind of know everyone's motivations, and it's just simple, but it all kind of works together. Where this one, there's a lot of threads that just get dropped, or characters just get taken out, so we don't have to deal with those threads.
Right. So they
I guess I was hoping for a tighter weave on the stories.
I agree. I like the Monica Bellucci thing makes you feel like, oh, the entire underworld's in deep shit if she does what the hell she does. And then they do keep it, on the alive spectrum of things. Lydia Dietz needs help from Beetlejuice because something messed up happened. That only happens like halfway through the movie. But you could have done that movie in either direction, not filling it up with both and then extra.
Well, it's not only, well, there's also, like, as much as I love him and I love the plot of him constantly being handed coffee cups, but Willem Dafoe, like, you could just delete him from the movie and nothing changes. Again, like, every time she came into the scene and handed him that cup of coffee, I laughed. I enjoyed it, but he didn't have anything to do with stopping Monica Bellucci. He didn't have anything to do with stopping Beetlejuice.
But he's an
just
actor.
There. Oh yeah, that's true. You're right. He is an actor. He's not
as long as we're
an actor.
as long as we're taking people out, like, does Bellucci have to be there? Like, you take her out and you've still got the exact same ending.
Bingo.
I don't know. It feels like there's these extra characters and extra plot lines that are just tacked on, which really feels like what Frozen Empire was doing.
Yes.
Like, I didn't exactly hate Afterlife. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I thought, okay, so now we're moving on to these new characters. But in this, they just had a plot line. Well, sorry, in Frozen Empire, they just had a plot line for every single character. And I don't know that we needed that many things. Like, it just feels like too many balls up in the air, to where the point that I think it's like James Acaster is just gone, like, for the last part. And same thing with Finn Wolfhard. Like, they just disappear. They didn't have anything for those actors to do.
Wait, Finn Wolfhard was in this movie?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters,
Frozen Empire. Sorry.
I got
there's two characters that I don't know why they're there. Like, essentially, they're not doing anything.
To deal with
it's
Slimer.
much the same with this. Yeah, fair enough. And the product placement as well. Slimer likes his Cheetos.
I think there's something very similar here, and I actually thought of it halfway through the movie. Beetlejuice, that is. I don't know if it was you, Gray, or Cody. Perhaps it was even you, Lindsay, that said that Ghostbusters Frozen Empire would work better as a TV season.
Yeah.
I don't know who said that, but I agree with that.
A lot of different... There's just a lot of different threads. Like, I would want to know what's going on with James Acaster's character and his progression, but just gone the last part of the movie.
I feel like if Beetlejuice were a 8-episode series or a 6-episode tight series, you'd have a bit more room to play with that. And I think that what my solution to my issue with the constant franchisation and just sequels and all this other junk is start doing that for television. So you have all these stupid, member berries you could put out there, and let the new ideas come out in the theater, because it's a crapshoot again. So, don't
do you
spend
get the money from television? Like if it's going to streaming, it's like you have to be on one that's, I don't know. They tried it with Willow. It didn't work out so well, and it's erased from, existence now?
You get somebody to throw a ton of money to be the sponsor or something, and I don't know. You give a bunch of stars back end pay.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure your uncle might be able to get you Willow if you go looking or asking hard enough.
Really?
But
sweet, he's a magnanimous fellow.
he really is. Did anybody get 2022 Candyman vibes from it? Maybe it was just like because there's like a modern art installation while they're talking about it, like someone dying, and maybe that was what made me think of that. But in the beginning, I kind of kept going Candyman. Maybe I'm crazy though.
I could see elements of it for sure. It does. I mean, it is kind of a dark tone. Sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog barking. I'm going to try and shut him.
You're good. You're good.
You shut yourself up, not you. Him.
Well, I muted.
If only dogs had a mute button, right?
Yeah, it would be great. I'm actually looking into this collar that just may have one of those.
Ooh,
but
okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, it doesn't electrocute them, but it vibrates, and apparently that jars them. I don't know. I tried it on. It didn't hurt me, so I will get one for my dog. But yeah, Jacob mentioned he was saying that he felt uneasy about how much time Jeffrey Jones's character was having. Hey, what's up, Dice?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I
thought
our
it was
queen is here,
really
everybody.
tastefully.
I don't think he was the voice either.
He was not. So they did not use the actor. They did not use the voice. I thought they did it really tastefully, considering like this actor is forever. I don't know.
Tainted.
He is convicted of doing horrible, horrible things. So yeah, you don't want to ever bring him back or support him. But it sucks because he's been in some great things. Like Ferris Bueller is awesome. He actually starred in this really awesome movie, Mom and Dad Save the World.
Oh,
yeah. It's a fun one, but man, it is hard to see that dude. It's hard to separate the art from the artist on that one. I kind of like the cartoon version that they did with this one, and then their solution to having the actual actor.
Something I brought up earlier, Jacob, was the fact that the character has his head bitten off was a cute little way of telling us, the audience, like, we don't want to see his face either.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even think there was like a picture of him. Was there? I don't.
The animated version of him was very similar-ish.
Yeah, but it was different.
Yeah, I think somebody brought up, I think it might have been Troy, that when there was the children's choir singing, apparently there was a picture of him in front of that, which might be in poor taste, but I don't remember that. I obviously wasn't paying that close of attention to that part.
That scene also wasn't crazy.
But I get it.
For me, like it's like, oh, okay, we're referencing Deo. I get it, but like I don't know. It felt like it went along a little long.
But yeah, I get why it would make anyone uncomfortable. I mean, obviously, like, I don't know. It's hard to think of that dude the same, but it's a character, so I can understand why they'd want the character to keep going.
All of the music numbers felt 45% too long, and the Deo thing at the funeral was just like, ugh. Yeah. So that one time they sang at dinner is what's going to define his life. Okay.
It was the first time he was possessed by a ghost. I mean, that's a pretty big moment.
When you think about it, the tally man, I don't know.
Tally meat banana?
Yeah, it's it's a metaphor. It works on so many levels.
It's cute hearing a bunch of children sing 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. But yeah,
it's almost impossible for me to think about that song though, and not think about them all around that table. Like it's I get it. Like you have to do some kind of reference for it, but it's such an inferior sequence in just every way. It's kind of distracting, and again, because it just goes on for so long too. Like maybe if it was just like a quick moment and they're singing it, and then then they cut to like post them singing in the funeral, and like it's like wrapping up or something. Maybe that would have been okay. But it's like you said, just 45% too long. And
both numbers, like it every time, it's just like, all right. We're going to have secondary things of them dancing. Okay. Could have cut that. It's just something that I feel it's not as strong as the beginning was fun, and it felt like, oh, I remember I want to be in this world, but by the end it's like, all right, so you really don't have anything to tell me in this world, do you? You just like throwing shit out there. Just you've had 30 years and this is what you've got for me.
Well, there was one good line that I thought. What was it? It was towards the end. It was very thematic. Spend time with your loved ones before you're haunted by them, or something like that. I'm like, oh, okay, I feel that. But it did feel kind of tacked on. You didn't really. Yeah, I feel like the original managed to say that without saying it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm glad it was done, but I'm also okay if they never make another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Like I said, I was very wrong in my predictions on how much this would make opening weekend. So,
right.
With 111,
it will have
domestically,
at least one more.
150 worldwide on opening. I mean, how do you turn it down? I'm sure a lot of the contracts that they had signed, because, Jenna Ortega was already a thing when they cast her in this, I do believe.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine they would, pin her down for a couple of them. Like, it wouldn't just be a one and done situation. So I don't know. Let's see. And fair point from Troy and Jacob, where they think it might be Jeffrey Jones's likeness, so he might still be getting paid for that. I hope not. That does seem like it would be the worst solution.
I don't think he can get paid from that, can he? Because of the I don't know. I think
the IP.
Is he too much of a bad boy? He can't get paid now.
I think it's possible.
It depends on like your contract. Like if he is, I don't know. Everything's negotiable, but I would have to think that Tim Burton owns most of the characters because he created them. But,
also wonder if they like slightly CGI'd his face to be like ever so vaguely different. Like, do they not have to pay him then? Because like, hey, you don't have a mole there. It's not you.
Their solution was no face there, so I don't know. It kind of works.
Plus, if you think about it, he literally was artwork from the first one, the banister. Oh, that was Beetlejuice. Excuse me. Never mind. I forgot he was the one that was scared by the.
Kind of look like him, but fair enough.
Hey, let's talk about something else because
deal.
I think we all agree that this is not fun.
So like I said kind of earlier, Rings of Power, it's still not great, but it's actually kind of throwing in some characters and elements from the Lord of the Rings that I can't decide if it's like, cool, they're doing this, I like it, or it's like, damn, this is desperate, they really want me to like it. Like I can't quite thread the needle.
You got a spoiler from it, and I'm not excited from what I heard.
I
heard we do get an official introduction of a character, and I don't know.
We do, and I liked the actor. I thought he was actually doing a pretty good job at, because like, how do you play that character? we're trying to speak of some vagaries here just to avoid spoilers, but like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that dude's kind of OP.
To be honest, I'm not as excited for that as I thought I would be. I guess
that's fair.
So I don't know. I gotta join in and catch up because
well, I mean, it's not enough
to 4
like
episodes behind now.
Save it because like Galadriel's still annoying. Like she's better, I think, this season than last season, and it's also kind of funny to me that it's minor spoiler, but not really. But like her character arc and Elrond's character arc from the first season are kind of inversed now in a way. It's like they're like, hey, they changed, so but it's like also really basic and not really that impressive, and the show still feels weirdly cheap at times, but then really expensive at other times. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm rambling.
No, that's what I really noticed about it too. Like it's okay, so they spent a lot of money on some of the costumes and some of the sets, but then some of them look really skimped, and then also the fight choreography from the first season. So
yeah,
I don't know, it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I know I need to watch it. I love the whole IP. I'm interested to see where they're going with it, to at least know where they took something I love. But to be honest, it's not like gnawing at me to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like a chore, I guess I should say.
there is one plot line so far in it that feels completely pointless. And we're only 4 episodes in. It's like a character goes and hangs out over here, and then he immediately goes back to where he was before. And I'm just like, so what was the point of you're just killing time and filling space? Like, just leave him in the place if he's just gonna go back. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to knowing what place that will be, because I got to catch up.
I guess I could just say it. It's just Sauron. He goes like, "Hey, I'm here now. Okay, I'm leaving. Hey, I'm back where I was now." It's just like, okay.
Well, I mean, they made other characters travel really fast in the last one. The elves were very fast travelers, apparently. But,
not quite.
I don't know. I guess I don't want to see them walking a bunch. I've seen that in the other movies. Let's just get on with it.
Any other streaming shows or anything anyone's interesting watching?
I have some news. It's film based, but it's not a.
No, by all means, let's have it.
So Kevin Costner, says the scrapping of Horizon 2 is probably a reaction to the box office results of the first film. Yeah. So Horizon 2 and everything going forward probably will be straight to home.
That's unfortunate.
That sucks because he's invested so much money in it. Like, I don't see how you'd recoup it going to streaming, but sadly it feels like that's where that story kind of belongs. Like, it didn't feel like it was just like a 3-act story. It's like 3 hours. I wasn't bored watching it or anything like that, but it just doesn't feel like it's a complete story. And then again, I guess spoilers, but like the last 10 minutes of it is a next time on, and it just kind of goes through a whole bunch of stuff that looks cool. I want to see it, but I don't know. Then from hearing a podcast so Giovanni Ribisi plays kind of heavily in that next time on. Okay. But from hearing him on a podcast, he was saying he's not heavily in 2. He's really in 3. So I don't know. I really want to see it. I will watch it when it goes to streaming, but damn, I was really kind of hoping he'd get some money back on this. It looks beautiful. It is epic. It is kind of like those Ford style of Westerns. It's not a spaghetti Western. You can tell they went to location. Like, I don't know if it was like Utah or Montana, but somewhere there, you get like the real look of the West. It looked amazing.
Unless he's going to dump more money into financing the distribution himself, nobody's going to put it out.
And it doesn't seem like they're getting that return. It's a strange year for movies. I would have thought that would be much higher up. I can't see how it would be. I think it would be overlooked if it doesn't get some sort of nomination. Just the scale of it is grand.
And the funny thing is, it kind of plays into what my gripes are. The first movie, with all intent on being a franchise, didn't do well. Yet, he has all this finished stuff, and Hollywood used to be. You have to make a good story, and if people are around enough to like warrant a return, like that was something you didn't plan for, but you worked around. Now they're like planning too much shit in advance, and you got to win the audience first. Speaking of winning an audience, Joker Folie à Deux has shown, and it isn't received.
People aren't liking it from what I've seen.
Didn't the critics not necessarily like the first one as well? I know it's been like an audience favorite, but I remember wasn't it notoriously kind of bad with the critics?
Was it?
I don't know.
Pull that up here. Joker 2019.
Well, we're all doing that.
Oh, are we? Oh, sorry.
Thought I remembered it, but maybe I'm just spreading rumors.
69% giggity. That's not.
I remember reading a bunch of reviews on like how it's not good or whatever, and it's just basically rehashed. There's 2 movies that keep kind of coming up that this is just a remake of, essentially. But I don't know. The audience sure seemed to love it. That stair scene is legendary now.
Oh, it's iconic as hell.
Yeah.
I love how you can see in the trailer already that they're going to be remaking it with the both of them instead.
Yep. I think it's even the poster right now.
Oh, is it?
At least some of them that I was looking at. It seems to be billed as that, the 2 of them coming down the stairs.
crap.
Cool.
Oh.
I mean, I love her. She's great, and he was fun and awesome. I don't know, man. Is there enough fuel in the fire for this? Like I already see that they're teasing Harvey Dent. So Harvey Dent's in this movie. So they're making the big mistake of the first one and swinging into all the Batman stuff instead of doing their own thing, which is disappointing.
I mean, Bruce was in the first one. Why not bring in Harvey?
I'm exhausted. I'm so exhausted with this shit.
But like, wasn't like the Batman stuff like universally reviled? Like maybe that's just me. Like I don't know.
I'm not exactly certain. I don't know. I'm open to it, but I wasn't champing at the bit to get a sequel to this. Sadly, I was very late to the Joker party. I think I watched it like last year. So
and it did make $1 billion. So
yeah,
the same way we slept on Beetlejuice.
yeah, it's entirely possible.
215 million, right?
Man, I would love for some $1 billion sequel to like just fail and just not get anywhere near. Like, how did Aquaman?
Don't wish that upon Avatar. Come on.
But yeah, but Aquaman had like Aquaman 2. I mean, had, but it was still like COVID, right? Or was that after all that?
It was after Herd thing. Yeah, it was after the stay-at-homing, but I think it was after the Depp Herd trial as well. So they were kind of taking her out of it, and there were many edits. Right. So it didn't have good publicity going into it.
So it made 435 against 215. So not incredible, but not great either. So that's $1 billion movie that fell off pretty hard. Ooh, and
those
Captain
I think
Marvel.
they say. Sorry, I think they say advertising is like double the thing. So sorry, man. Didn't mean to talk over everybody. So I don't know if that truly recouped everything.
It might not have. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it might have like just barely kind of scraped by, but it probably lost a couple million there. And the Marvels is 206 million, down from again $1 billion movie. So that's
yeah.
But how did they not see that coming? I mean, with kind of the trick they pulled on saying like you need to see this one to actually understand this last movie, and it was not the case. I know I didn't necessarily feel super warm to the franchise after I felt like I was tricked into seeing that I had to see Captain Marvel in order to understand what was going on. I don't know. It didn't leave me champing at the bit to see the second one. Is all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I don't want to deviate here, but Dice, what the hell movie are you talking about? The flamboyant guy that got squished by a giant starfish? Which DC is that?
Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad.
Come on.
Daniel.
It's a great one.
I can never get his last
Dice
name
is on
right.
Desmalkian. Daniel Desmalkian. Yeah.
He's a great actor. Okay.
He is.
He's incredible. I adore him. Like I love him in Suicide Squad. I always forget that he's in The Dark Knight, and then I'm watching The Dark Knight, and then I'm so like, oh,
he's the guy who's like a cop. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's great.
Incredible cameo.
The first Dune is the Harkonnen. I forget what they call it, the Memtat guy, but
he's on the planet. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I always love that dude. When I see him in something, it's like I know he's gonna just meld into that character. I don't know. I love that dude.
That's why I wanted to see the even with the AI controversy, the Late Night with the Devil, just for him. I just want to, that's all I want.
Yeah.
Polka Dot Man.
Something that's on the top of the Variety page is Chester Bennington's son. Chester Bennington of Saw 7, of course.
6, 7, 8?
7,
one of them.
3D. It's the 3D one. So we're talking about an actor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Chester Bennington's son is offended.
No, Dice. Oh, sorry. She's like, let me have my hyperfixations. No.
Betrayed the trust. Oh, wait, hold on.
Wait, what are you reading?
So Linkin Park has replaced Chester.
Yes.
And with a singer named Emily Armstrong. You have betrayed the trust of the fans. Ray, you're the music guy. What?
Some people are definitely saying that.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I was surprised that they kind of came back, but I don't know. When you've kind of got hits as big as theirs, I think you'd be itching to get back on stage. And you know, do you just start over or do you just get a new member? It is kind of the age-old question.
Yeah.
It's both are trade-offs. You know, you could alienate some by replacing a member, but you know, a lot of side projects or new projects don't ever take off. They don't have that kind of push that, you know, a Linkin Park would. So I don't know. I saw the performance that they released. What was it, like 2 or 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but man, she's got some pipes on her. She definitely has a better voice than now I can't think of his name.
Chester.
No, sorry, the other dude, the rap guy. I can't think of his name for the life of me.
Mr. Hahn?
Shinoda?
No, Mike Shinoda.
Yeah, like Shinoda.
Mr. Hahn
so he did a lot of singing with her. Both her clean and her dirty vocal are awesome. It is a lot cleaner than his. He is definitely a bit pitchy, where she seems to have it down. But like Dice was saying, the thing that apparently keeps offending a lot of people is the fact that apparently she's Scientologist, which
like
I don't know. Like, what does that matter? So
okay.
Someone that we've been praising a shit ton is apparently pretty big into Scientology as well. Giovanni Ribisi is quite big in that world.
No.
So is the
Tom
musical
Cruise.
artist Beck.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
Tom
ready to watch
Cruise.
the next Mission Impossible movie.
The musical artist Beck. He happens to be in it. I think that's how Giovanni Ribisi met Beck's sister, because he is whatever married to Beck's sister. So yeah, it is kind of interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, and then I've heard that thing too, like she can't be supported because she supported Danny Masterson. I don't know. Once you're in kind of a group like that, it's kind of easy to get into the whole in-group thing and supporting your own. You know,
that's what a cult
you
is.
Hope that you could,
in an oversimplified way.
Yeah, I don't know. I get it. There's a bunch of people in my life that I think have weird beliefs, but man, if they're talented, like I say, let them perform. Like you know, I don't necessarily love the fact that Beck has some kind of weird beliefs, but man, he's got some catchy tunes.
I mean, if that's
cut, man.
Right. If she has not done anything and just simply supported someone that she believed at the time, like as long as she's not someone who performed the acts that this person's being accused of, when do we forgive someone for believing someone, a friend of theirs, at their faith?
Never. Here's a knife, kill yourself.
Yeah, like you know, prison's about rehab.
That's true. Or theoretically it's supposed to be anyway.
So like, you know, what if the person isn't really the problem? How much are we supposed to be bothered by them?
That's a good question. I did see a couple of those songs. I saw her sing Faint, Crawling, and Don't Turn Your... No, that's Faint. Well, that doesn't matter. I thought she was pretty good. I really did. Like, you know, it's she's obviously not Chester, but, you know, no one's going to be fucking Chester, and wanting her to be Chester is kind of unreasonable. But what I saw...
She's got an awesome dirty scream, though. Like, she can get some grit on there.
Like she puts... I don't want to make a Hawk Tuah joke, but I kind of want to make a Hawk Tuah joke. Like it's like she's got that kind of like back of the throat kind of like gristle going on. She's good at it.
Good at what?
Like the singing. I did let the joke go. It was just supposed to be a throwaway.
You're the one who said Hawk Tuah.
I said I don't want to make it, but
but you said it. So you didn't want to make it, but you introduced it into the space.
I'm a complicated man, sir. Like there's layers to me. Okay.
Wrong.
I would love to see more. It would be cool to like. I do love that group. I love Mike Shinoda, so it'd be cool to see him just doing kind of more, just kind of Linkin Parky things, just kind of in general. You know what I mean? But it like Chester was a huge part of Linkin Park, so I don't necessarily. I understand why someone would be upset by this, but I think it's kind of cool. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, To me, it makes sense. How many albums should a band have? Like, how long should a career be? I don't know that they're going to be putting out a ton of new, like, prolific material, but man, they could put on a good show playing their own songs. I don't know. I get it. I think I'd be tempted. As sad as it was, a lot of the bands I was in, we had like a pact, like, none of us can be replaced. Some of those we replaced the drummer. It's weird. You just kind of end up doing that. It's like, well, but because he's not reliable, do we have to forever not play anymore? Like, we wrote these songs, we know how to perform them, we have all the gear. Like, let's just get somebody else in this mix. Well, it sucks. Like, things definitely change with interpersonal relationships.
There's certainly the flip side where Taylor Hawkins literally didn't want to perform anymore and went to extremes to not perform anymore. So if you're the Foo Fighters, do you say, hey, maybe this is it? Because he decided that
I'm a casual Foo Fighters fan. I didn't know the story. What's the...
Apparently he was exhausted. He didn't want to tour anymore, and he chose to you can't fire me, I quit on life.
I didn't know.
He put in a pretty good performance though in that movie that they all did. Now I'm forgetting. It's 666? That's the one. I was gonna try and buy time while looking it up, but thank you.
I got you.
Studio 666. I like that, and that was one of his last performances. I don't know. It is really sad.
So the question is,
again, I think they would have to go on, right? Like, nobody really questioned it when they kind of replaced him with another drummer, which is sad because he was definitely a huge part of that band.
But you don't think to like look inward, like, oh wow, this guy was so tormented, he didn't want to tell us, or did he? And they still wanted to keep going anyway. Like, there's
so many layers to it. Much like Lindsay, so many layers. But like at one point you're like letting down your friends, but also kind of your legacy, and then also there's this pressure to perform because of all the fans, and then on top of that, it's a pretty lucrative money stream. Like, what is he gonna do other than that when your whole life kind of built to this? I doubt there's so many layers to that.
There's a bunch of nuance too, case by case basis, right?
Oh yeah.
Like Ghost, that Tobias Forge guy, I think he kind of fucked over the original band, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, but
I don't know this one either.
I don't know.
Okay.
They're just faceless people who are like
they're the nameless ghouls. So you can exchange a ghoul for another. They all wear masks.
They made considerably less than he did, which is it's kind of shitty.
Well, it's weird, but like the way that song royalties work, you get one for the lyrics and one for the music. So it is weird, but he wrote the lyrics. The other guys didn't, so he gets that. He gets the songwriter credit. It's it's kind of interesting, but a lot of the singers or songwriters can really kind of screw over the rest of the band if they want to.
I did not know that.
But it is the part that can be copyrighted.
Okay.
It's very wild. I guess I wanted to bring that up because there's a bunch of different. I can understand hearing the external angles of things. I can understand why a band would stop or why a band would keep going, or like, Alice in Chains, they decided to keep going with a new singer because they were waiting out of respect, and
how long do you wait?
Yeah.
That's also kind of a tricky question too, because like you don't want to be that person that gets yelled at for being the person that asks how long do we wait.
Right, and then Stone Temple Pilots, they got a singer like they got a guy who sounds exactly the same, and it's just like.
But then you got other bands like Pantera, for instance. So it's basically just Phil at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird because they waited so long. They lost both the Abbott brothers, so I don't know. It is weird. Rex was in it for a minute, and then he dropped out too. So it really is just Phil, but they're going under that name. I don't know if that feels right to me,
I don't think that feels right. No.
But I don't know. Phil's definitely tried a bunch of other bands, and they weren't necessarily as successful. Where this one, he's headlining tours, so
Sorry, Lindsay.
It seems like
no, you're good.
Like, there's a right move here.
We're thinking deer in the headlights.
I love music, but I've never been like there's only a few things I really like know, like every like the full backstory and lore and everything like that. It's all fascinating to me though. Like that's why I love like music documentaries. Like when like when I watched Bohemian Rhapsody, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Then I kind of looked into it afterwards. I'm like, okay, well, the last 20 minutes is kind of cool, but it may not be a very accurate
singer.
Speaking of questionable filmmakers, right. So Speak No Evil comes out this weekend.
Oh,
I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to never seeing that trailer again.
I feel like I know the whole story, but I don't know, man. I think I can really see McAvoy going all out on it. So this is one of them that looked interesting, and I just wish I did not keep seeing the trailer and essentially seeing what I think is going to be the original. Movie.
The original's in half English, 75% English, 25% Danish. It's
75% of the time, it's in English all the
time. I actually was not aware of that.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it's on Netflix. If not, my uncle.
I hope this isn't going to be like a Vanishing situation then, because man, that first Vanishing is just amazing, and then the US remake is.
Speak No Evil is very good. It's very
recent too,
alarming.
Right?
Yeah, 2022, I think 23.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm not familiar with this one, but damn, if it's that makes sense. I kind of tuned out the world in 22.
It's Dutch and Danish, but they speak English a lot because they're like tourists.
Okay.
And in Europe, when you leave your country, you speak English, no matter what country you're in.
Really?
That's why I love Denmark.
As it should be.
Yeah. What is this? French? Spanish? Bah.
So I guess Killer's Game opens this weekend too, and
I don't even know what that is. I've heard of it, but like I just heard the name. Like I don't even know what is it. Like,
what's his face? Guardians of the Galaxy.
No! Wait, Chris Pratt?
No. The literal guy, wrestler. What the hell's his name?
Oh, Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Oh, is it the Hitman one? Yes. I've seen that ad way too much and kind of took none of it in for real. Fair enough. I think it's like
looks kind of fun.
Cancer or something.
Yeah, like I love the concept, but it's another one of those like, oh man, you ruined it with the trailer. Imagine going into this movie thinking it's just going to be a bunch of hitmen fighting to the death just for the fun of it, but then you watch the movie and it's like, oh wait, he's going to live? Oh, now I'm invested. But no, you got to put it in the trailer, I guess.
Okay, do we want Speak No Evil to make money or not? Which way should I predict? It's going to be the opposite.
Well, Troy already dropped his prediction.
Yeah, that's what I saw in there. So I don't know. If I agree with him, it's just going to go the opposite. So I'm going to say, nah, this is going to be a $30 million amazing opening. It's going in at number 2. I don't know.
Yeah,
they're definitely pushing it hard enough. Like people are aware that this movie is coming out, but do people care that this movie is coming
I don't think it wins. I think Beetlejuice holds on.
I think Beetlejuice definitely holds on, but can it seat Wolverine for 2? I don't know.
Wolverine was at 7, I think, for this weekend, right?
It's dying a rather slow death, Wolverine. Wolverine, whatever.
Which is normal.
Still, 7 million. I mean, I would take that for a different film.
Watch Deadpool actually somehow manages to pull 15 this weekend.
I wouldn't bet against it.
Right.
I think maybe there's a little bit of horror goggles that I have on. I don't think Speak No Evil will make 10.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
We got a shirtless McAvoy though.
We do have a shirtless McAvoy.
Is pointing out.
And it's like it's a good shirtless McAvoy too. It's not like he went out of shape. But no.
He's bulking up. Yeah.
So it's
what's
like
that movie that opens with Christian Bale just shirtless, but he's got like a beer belly. Like and it's just he's just like sitting there being like, "Look at me, I'm marvelous."
The Machinist.
No. It was after that. He wasn't super snow. He was very fat.
Yeah. What the hell is that one?
Made in America. Or no, not Made in America. American Gangster or no? American Hustle.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
That's the one. I could not pull that name for the life of me, but I knew them. I knew the one you were talking about.
American Werewolf in London.
That's not it.
American Woman, get away from. Now we're copyright struck. Sorry, guys.
There's no money to be made. What are you talking about?
I want to make the joke though. Let me make the joke. Next time we have Cody on, I'll start singing American Woman again and see if we get actually demonetize that.
Ooh.
That's a waste of a Cody Leach, though. I shouldn't do that now.
Yeah, you don't waste the Cody Leach. I had an invitation, rather late, mind you, but there was a chance I could have gone to a press screening for something I needed to see, actually. Never Let Go. It had a press screening today.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I would have had to have left immediately, and
oh yeah,
no, because I'm a ways away from New York City. I got to get into a train, and it's not a 30-minute ride.
The Halle Berry one. I hear some kind of interesting things about that one.
I need to see it before Halloween.
The trailer interested me for sure. Like it seemed like there were rules that if you didn't have the rope around you or something,
they're
bad
tied
stuff
to
happens.
Their house, and
it looked interesting. I definitely wanted to know what was going on there. If it was going to be a weird plot telling device, or
what's the? Can you give me like a quick breakdown? I know I've seen the trailer. I just can't.
Halle Berry and two twin sons.
Okay.
Twin children.
I think so.
They're like, it's the apocalypse, and they're staying in a house, and they have ropes around their waists, and they can only go as far as the rope lets them. And
I just have kind of Watcher vibes about it, but different.
Yeah, I got serious. What the other M. Night movie, The Village. I got serious Village vibes from the tree.
Okay.
That's two M. Night adjacent vibes that this movie is giving.
It would suck if like that was the reveal. Like,
Well, you know that's what it's going to be now because you said it's going to suck. So it's M. Night, or no, I guess it's not M. Night. It's M. Night adjacent. So maybe it'll go skip.
Is it Aja that directed this? Who's the director that I'm?
Aja, I think. Yeah. I still can't believe. I mean, I respect it in a way, I guess, but to release two movies in 1 year that are both pushing your daughters is ballsy.
That's M. Night. That's not Aja.
I know.
Well, one directed one and one starred in the other, so very different.
Yeah, completely different.
Is there anything coming out this weekend, by the way?
That's what I know Aja from.
Don't Speak. That's literally it. No other
Evil and the Bautista movie, Killer's Game.
Oh, that's right. I do want to see that. I just love Bautista. I really do. Him and John Cena, I think, are just massive talents. I want them to have the Rock career. Did you guys ever see him? Go again?
I am looking forward to Peacemaker season 2, but sorry, have we ever seen? Is there a Batista Cena double feature?
It's no, but it is a very small movie by Doug Liman, our boy. We talked about him before. It's called The Wall, and it came out the same year as the movie The Great Wall. So I think a lot of people just kind of ignored it because they assumed it was The Great Wall, and that looked like crap. But it's like set in Iraq. Kick-Ass is in it, and he's in like John Cena. They're like a sniper team, like spotter duo, and then they get pinned down by an enemy Iraqi sniper, and it's a total cat and mouse game as they're just like completely helpless. It's really good. I liked it a lot.
I remember seeing a bunch of ads for that, and I don't know why I never saw that. I want to check that out.
Well, because
Lyman's really been impressing me.
I love
probably.
Lyman. I like the Day After Tomorrow, the Tom Cruise movie. I said American, whichever one, American Made, great. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, dude's amazing. Like,
yeah, not to mention the other ones from this year were pretty amazing. I like a lot of that dude's work. Plus, he's had interesting out there ones as well. But I love me some Lyman.
And actually, fun fact, that American Made movie I keep talking about, it's about investigating, or it's about the guy that the U.S. government like paid to do this, that, and other things under the table and stuff like that. But the guy that led the investigation in real life into it, because it's based on real stuff, Doug Liman's dad.
Really?
Yeah, so it's more or less a movie about his dad, which I just think is kind of adorable, but he like never really draws attention to it. It's cute. Like,
have we had the ducks playing this whole time?
We have.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to see if anyone ever
said. They've been well fed.
Very well fed. I like background music.
That Doug Liman did Swingers, man. Wow, that does not feel like his other films.
That's wild. I didn't know that.
You didn't have to stop
early.
Okay, fine. Now it's really loud. You happy? You happy? Here's the ducks. Here's the ducks. You wanted the ducks, Depot? We got the ducks. Here we go.
The ducks are loud. They're being.
I need to draw.
Troy's bringing up. Have you seen the controversy with the skinny Bautista? He's getting a bunch of crap. I don't know if you guys are on like the I don't know, carnivore Twitter or whatever.
What?
A lot of super meat eaters are mocking Bautista because he went all vegan now, plant-based, I should say. So I don't know. He's how old is Bautista? Like
he's in his 50s,
60s. Okay, so he's in his like 50s. You know, how long can you maintain that much bulk, and can you be that giant? At some point, you're going to have to lose kind of the wrestling frame and tone it down a little bit. The dude is like, he still is a big guy, but yeah, he significantly lost some bulk. And then a lot of the carnivore community online is saying, this is what happens when you go plant-based. You know, you can't get enough protein, whatever. I'm sure it's an intentional thing. Like he is a former professional athlete. I think he knows how to maintain muscle mass if he's looking to do that.
It might be for
it takes a toll.
Too.
He's capitalizing on the recent news. He's going to play Nakakadu Avakadu in that.
Nice.
What are these words you just said, sir?
He was 10 steps ahead of you the whole time. You just didn't know it, Lindsay.
Nikocado of avocado.
Okay.
I like mispronouncing things.
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, cool.
See, Nakakadu Avakadu is Nikocado.
Kakadu Malakaboo?
But yeah, he had a weight journey, and Bautista's going to play him in the next thing. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
Makes sense.
Yeah, right down to the vegan thing. He's just totally method.
Also, just are we going to try to pretend like Bautista still couldn't kick the ass of like 85% of the planet? Like, I mean, even if he has, like lost a little weight.
The post that I keep seeing, like one of them is like he's at his like bulked out, like almost post wrestling, probably during Guardians bulk phase, and then kind of recently where he's very slimmed down. I don't know. I think at some point every professional athlete, like bodybuilder, whatever, at some point they're gonna stop being in like peak physical condition. You're gonna have to tone that back a little bit. I think he's just doing that. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but criticize others.
Give me a Rocky 7. I don't care how old he is.
My God,
I'm sure that dude could put on muscle really fast if he needs to.
Yeah.
Not only does he have the Hollywood secret, I'm sure, but
how many times has Christian Bale
memory, as they say?
How many times has Christian Bale been heavy, skinny, muscular, skinny? Like they do it in 6 months for Pete's sake. And
it was a great did you guys ever watch Spin City with Michael J. Fox back in like the late 90s? It was one episode where someone's like, you don't know what it's like being fat. Well, what if I just ate a whole bunch and then I would, well, what are you gonna do it at night? And then it cuts to the next day and he's put on like 60 pounds.
Probably not the healthiest, but yeah, I don't know, that's kind of awesome, but it's weird that people have to mock that or whatever.
To bring it back to M. Night for some bizarre reason.
Let's do it.
The lead actor from Rebel Ridge is Mid-Size Sedan.
Oh, really? Oh, funny. Okay.
Yeah, and 94% on Rotten Tomatoes with over 65 reviews. So,
I gotta check that one out. I don't hate the other one that we extensively talked about, but no, I guess I was hoping I'd love it, that it would have the same charm as the original. So that's awesome to hear that this one isn't, Rebel Ridge isn't a letdown, so to speak.
Rebel Ridge is a 4 out of 5 for me. Beetlejuice is a 3.5 out of 5 for me.
Maybe that's your question. What is Beetlejuice? It's probably like a 3-ish. Yeah, it's like a 3. I say it's maybe a 2.9. But it's less a movie and more of a experience.
Yeah, it's a high school yearbook or something. Oh yeah, I remember these. Nice. Okay, let's put this back away.
Did they ever round up all the Bobs that got released out into the real world? Remember they all
did not tie that up, but I kind of love it. Just thinking that there's a bunch of Bobs out there in banana suits. I love it.
Oh yeah, no, they're totally harmless. It's not like it's gonna be a bad thing for the world or anything, but just just a bunch of Bobs out in the world now.
What's your score, Gray?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I think 3.5 sounds about right to me. It's hard to go higher than that. Certain moments for me dropped lower, but yeah, I think overall I kind of enjoyed it. If they did leave it with that, I'd be okay. But I got a feeling retroactively they might knock it even lower with the next one if they kind of Frozen Empire it.
I think technically it's a better score than storytelling is, as far as I'm concerned. Like I can give it like a 4 for a lot of the the animation and stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the practical effects that they're using. Like they could have gone CG heavy and they didn't. It looks like they were trying to get that charm back, but I don't know. There's just something to even just the way that the screen looked. It didn't quite have that charm. Maybe it's just the digital versus like film, but
so if a different director took theoretical thing that's definitely gonna happen, they make a third one. What other director would you want to take a shot at it? Would you if Burton was to not do it again?
Kind of like to see Guillermo del Toro take a stab at it, but
cool.
I don't hate that idea.
I like that idea a lot, actually. That's a really good idea. I've got kind of an up and down relationship with Del Toro. I've seen a lot of movies he produced that I basically hated all of them. But Don't Be Afraid of the Dark and that Mama movie and stuff like that. So he's put his name on some stuff I haven't liked, but I will always go see something with his name on it because he's a wizard, man.
I'm kind of floored. I didn't expect that. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else actually that comes even close to as interesting as Del Toro.
I'll take Edgar Wright just to see.
Edgar Wright would be interesting. Yeah,
that would be a fun tone. I could see that, and stylistically, I think it might blow it out of the water. Ooh, that would be really fun.
Yeah,
but I guess I'm a stand for Edgar. He can do it.
Yeah.
If
you need Schindler's List redone, I'm like Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright.
Yeah, you're in good company. Don't worry, Gray. Everyone in this call is like the biggest disappointment of I think it was my 32nd birthday was we all went to go see One Night in Soho, and it wasn't quite as good as we all wanted it to be. It was still fun, but it wasn't quite as.
It's unlike his other ones. I'd say it's a little less. Comical, but man, there's some shots in there, like the dance sequence where they keep kind of
that cowboy switching
out in the one shot, and it's still one shot. It is just, I don't know if you saw the behind the scenes how they actually did that dance scene, but man, there's some cool shots in that film. It is not my least favorite Edgar Wright one.
Ooh, what is? Just out of curiosity.
That's for me to
very personal.
I think it might be At World's End. I wanted a little bit more out of the Cornetto trilogy, but
funny.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I
like it, but I just don't like it on the level that I like the other ones.
Okay.
Give me Scott Pilgrim every day and twice on Tuesday.
I suppose Scott Pilgrim's good. Yeah,
for sure. That is an awesome flick. I love me some Scott Pilgrim. I even like the cartoon version that they came out with. I think was it last year or 2 years ago?
Something like that. I would need to check that out. You recommend it?
It's worth seeing. If you like that film, I think you'll dig this one. They brought in all the same actors to do the voices. It's pretty awesome.
How old is Anya Taylor-Joy?
25.
Good question.
Is it that young?
I'm just pulling that out of my ass. So
between Last Night in Soho and I watched The Menu last week. She's got this thing about her beauty. She's very, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but very esteemed.
28 apparently.
That's it.
She has a very unique look.
She has a timeless thing to her.
Yes, that's timeless. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for.
Because even looking at what the hell is it? X-Men New Mutants or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That was in the can for I can't remember how many years, 3 years or something before they finally released it. And even that, it's kind of hard to tell her age in that. At times, it's she's definitely super mature. You can see a certain side to her, and then the character is supposed to be somewhat childlike, and yeah, you can definitely see her kind of switch to that too. But yeah, it's hard to tell age on her for me.
Yeah,
I would not have told you 28.
There's some sort of prestige about, I don't know, the way she's being presented, or like the way she, I don't know, dresses, or like the
she
way
holds
she's wearing makeup
herself in a certain way.
Yeah, it's
for sure.
very.
I'm trying to remember where this joke comes from. I wish I could credit it, but someone was like doing like a commentary on the menu, and it's that part where like the rich guy's like, "Oh, she looks just like our daughter," and the guy's just like, "Bitch, please, nobody looks like Anya Taylor-Joy."
All right.
True. She is very unique.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. Apologies.
No,
I think it was. I had just seen her in the menu, and I was just like, man.
Can we just like spend an hour talking about the menu? By the way, I adore that movie.
Yeah. What did we? Were we doing a show when that came? Because
it might have been during our break. As someone who's worked in restaurants for a long time, it was so cathartic, but it was just also just fun and well made.
It's like any art. Like you could just take the cooking element out and just make it movies, and it's like, oh yeah, I know a ton of people like this on Twitter, like a ton.
Oh,
it's just any art, you know. Well, whatever. It's very relatable.
Well, it's also just like some of my favorite line reads just ever from Ray Fiennes, like when he's just like, you're a lawyer. Where'd you go? Brown. Student loans or scholarship? Neither. You're dying.
That could have been one of my favorite Leguizamo performances too.
Oh yeah, great use of Leguizamo.
He's an awesome, I don't know, I guess just asshole guy, but yeah, I love that Leguizamo performance.
He's got quite a stealth career under his belt there. There's a lot of rather decent roles that he's played.
Fair enough. I don't hate him in John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
He's fun in John. I always forget he's in the first John Wick.
Carlito's Way.
Carlito's Way. The Pest.
True.
Oh.
Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Honestly, my favorite Leguizamo, the Romeo plus Juliet as.
Baz Luhrmann's best, man. Oof. So good.
Like that movie has my favorite Tybalt, him, and my favorite Mercutio. What's his name from Lost? Like and I've seen a lot of Romeo and Juliet.
Walt.
Yeah, Walt. Yeah.
Michael from Lost.
And then he was suddenly in the Matrix sequels. And I'm like, cool, you're here. What's up?
I forget. I remember there was a gag in the menu with the title sequence about like the meals that were being presented, but when what's his face had to make his own, and it was like some crap,
Tyler's bullshit. Yeah.
Tyler's bullshit. That was it.
Incredible fucking moment. Oh, well, especially actually this is very singular to me. It's like I was talking to my cook at work that week when that movie came out, and like we've been trying to get a new cook in, and they couldn't find anyone, and like most people were in and out in a couple of minutes. I'm just like, so just out of curiosity, like what's your thing? Like some of these guys aren't here like 5 minutes. And he's just like, well, just a quick, easy way to see if someone knows the way around a kitchen. Hand them an onion and say, yeah, can you just cut this up for me? If they don't get the skin off, they have no idea what they're doing. And then in the menu, he just throws entire shallots with the skin on the frying pan. And I'm just like, that's incredible.
You know, as one does.
Yeah, that's a movie I should watch again. I like that and The Bear. Like I still
need to
see
watch
season
that
2
one
and 3
again.
of The Bear. But it's so good.
I missed the last season of The Bear. I need to definitely catch up on that because, yeah.
It's just 3 seasons now, or is it 4? No, it's 3, right?
I think it's 3 now, but I believe they're working on another one. But I know I'm 1 season behind, like way behind. I don't know why it just like didn't appear in my feed, and I just completely lost on the
We're
Bear.
just ordinary men, and we're very busy. You're good, buddy.
You know, there's so many things that I have so little time for, but that's one that I want to make time for because, my God, there's some awesome performances in there, and I'm excited to see. I forget his name, but like Ebum as the Thing in the next
cousin.
Fantastic
Yeah. Super down for that.
I didn't think that I wanted to see him as the Thing. I would have thought like you need to have some big burly guy, but I don't know. After kind of seeing him in The Bear, I want to see this. I think he could take the depth that Ben Grimm goes through. So.
And just like, like it's the Hollywood magic, they'll throw a little HGH at him, a little steroids, and he'll just roid right up, and he'll be perfect.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Do you want the practical thing or a CG thing this time? We've had both. Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what they're going to do with the practical. Because if they're just going like, a rubber suit, that's not going to look great. I guess ideally I would want practical with a little bit of digital support, but I don't know. What I saw, what like they were able visual, to do.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say what I've seen, like what they're doing practically, like for instance that levitating car, the hover car that they had at. Now I'm forgetting. I think that was Comic-Con, not D23. But anyway, some of their practical effects seem really awesome so far. So I don't know. I don't put it past them to do something good. But
I hadn't seen the flying car. I'll have to look that up. That sounds sick.
It was just part of their stage performance when they showed that little clip of what they pre-taped for Comic-Con or whatever. It was just in that same thing. They just have this hovering car. But the fact that they were able to make a car hover on stage, they could make a rock suit for Ben Grimm.
It's also very Captain America, the First Avenger, when they're at the World's Fair and Tony's dad is trying to do the floating car and it's only like kind of half working. That's kind of cute. I like that.
Yeah, it kind of gave me those vibes. But what about you? You looking for practical or CG, Ben Grimm?
Well, I mean, I'm of the mindset that also welcome back CP, but Charles, I'm of the mindset that the best is always practical with like CGI enhancements. Like that's always generally the way to go. Like they just complement each other so well when you do it right.
Charles, what's your thing? CG or practical? If you're to make a thing from Fantastic Four,
I'm cheating. And going with Troy's answer, practical with CG touch-ups.
Oh, that's what I said. Yeah.
Ideally, that's the best. Yeah. They can have like joints, and then we'll just cover that up with some CG or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to see the rocks like
foam
folding.
Bending. Yeah. Ideally, I think that would be best, but we're not the ones in charge of this. I've seen some really kind of cool retro stuff that they're doing. So I'm not sure if they do want to go throwback with like rubber costume, but maybe.
Watch they go like all the way back to the Roger Corman movie, and it's just.
I was going to say it's got to be better than the Corman version, right? But I guess it doesn't have to be.
You'd be surprised.
They could do something new.
Shh! Just get out of here, you sinful bastards! Well, no one's doing anything new ever.
I mean, maybe they're trying to, and then it's old. That's new.
Okay, I guess if you want to get literal.
I stand corrected. I don't want to be tired of movies.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well,
I spent a good chunk of this last week wanting to go to see Coraline because I've never actually seen it in theaters before.
Oh.
And it's been 110 degrees in LA all last week. But like every time I'd go to the theater, it'd be like someone pulled the fire alarm. There was an accident on the freeway, so I couldn't get there. There was no parking. It's just like I'm exhausted just trying to go to the movie to see the theater just to see this movie. Very first world problems, but it was
such a hazard seeing Coraline these days.
Apparently, man. I'm just trying to be a guy seeing a movie, but the universe is like, fuck you.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it might be two things at once, but my disdain for same shit, different universe, different sequel might be like amplified with the fact that I'm seeing these, nobody movies that, no one's going to, no one's really talking about. Like Strange Darling, I'm like, yes. And after I watched Rebel Ridge, I'm like, fuck, let's go. Yes, more of this, please. And like, oh wait.
Okay, I'm excited to see this one now. I wanted to see it, and then was like, well,
it's not Strange Darling, so
yeah,
temper that a little bit, a lot.
But once you told me it's the dude who did Green Room, it's like I'm in. Like hell yeah.
I would say Rebel Ridge is between Blue Ruin and Green Room. Not
So
quite
there's a
green.
blue ruin, green room. Is it gonna be like yellow disaster or red typhoon or like?
That's his universe.
That's his universe.
Instead, he went to rebel, the fun color.
Rebel red. It was supposed to be rebel red, but they wouldn't let him make it rebel red, so they made it.
Well, I don't know what was it that I thought it was, Gray? Rebel Ridge?
Ruby Ridge.
Ruby Ridge, that's
that's a whole other
catastrophic
thing.
event. It's
Yeah.
a little
It's
bit
not
different.
that. Don't expect that because it's not that.
What was that movie that was about Ruby Ridge that Kevin Smith did?
So Red State was kind
State.
of like that, but it was loosely based on it. It was his take on a horror movie from the right wing.
Why couldn't he make more horror like that and less like Tusk?
Well, he made Tusk.
No.
Come on, Tusk.
No.
Okay, what about Yoga Hosers?
I like Yoga Hosers. It's not great, but I enjoyed Yoga Hosers.
You can have it. Fucking Red State was awesome.
Red State was very good.
And the third act
was interesting.
Sorry.
I did not expect it. It's a good John Goodman performance.
Oh, yeah.
And,
It's a very good John Goodman performance.
also, what's his name? Is it Michael Parks? That dude is always awesome.
Mm-hmm. That's what got
really
him
enjoyed
the role.
A lot of.
Hit Michael Parks in Red State is what caused Kevin Smith to get him for Tusk.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Okay.
Well, the world is a better place for that. I don't know. There's also what was it, like Kilroy was here? His NFT movie that is a horror slasher with
only
NFTs
2,000 people have seen it, right?
Yeah, I have not seen that one, but who knows? Maybe it's more Red State than Tusk. Who knows?
I will say, just because I'm aware that Yoga Hosers is a bad movie. I saw it at Comic-Con with a special screening with Kevin Smith there, so that I might have gotten swept up in that a little bit. It was a fun experience.
When I saw The Visit, M. Night was in just M. Night apparently.
Oh, funny, yeah.
He was there, and the crowd definitely had different energy. And I'm like, why are they treating this like a comedy? This is weird. And then that's
not really a funny movie. That's interesting.
No. And then when he did like the
well, it kind of wants to be a funny movie, but it's, I don't know.
Well, he seemed like he was on board with whatever. I don't know. Like, I didn't get the note that we were supposed to be laughing at that because he was like, "Isn't it funny when your grandparents have Alzheimer's?" It's like,
oh, God. That's why I hate that movie, man.
I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say that. It was just
no. Yeah.
What? Yeah,
we have different tastes in humor.
You know what the weirdest thing about that movie was to me? So there's that whole sequence and they build up to it a lot because like the kids want to play tag under the porch with the grandparents, like the mom did, and then they're under the porch playing tag, and then the grandma shows up. So it's like you're literally accomplishing very specifically what you said you wanted to do. But the moment grandma shows up, they're like, "Oh God, it's grandma!" Ah! But it's like nothing really spooky has happened yet. It's like they saw a script and know they're supposed to be scared of grandma.
But it's funny because kids.
I guess, man.
Alzheimer's, get it?
Also, they make fun of rap culture. Everyone likes making fun of rap culture, right? Little white boys rapping is funny, right?
I wish I had millions of dollars to like make dad joke films.
Oh, I would. You have no idea. I love dad jokes. Two peanuts were walking down the street. One was assaulted is literally my favorite joke of all time. So I love me a dad joke.
He keeps laying in those rap dad jokes. Mid-size sedan in old. Bro.
One of the best videos I've ever made is on Old and comparing and contrasting it to its source material, Sandcastles. Check it out. And do I go hard on Mid-Size Sedan because I did not like that character.
It's already here
There's
on
source
this
material
channel.
for that?
It is. This is
I
this
need
channel.
to look at that.
It's a great
Be
video.
like me and watch that video right as we're done with this.
Aw, great. But it's based on a French graphic novel that's good but problematic because it's French. There's like naked teens in it, so that's kind of a
well, now
take it with a grain of salt. But it's thematically sound, if not problematically content. I don't know. It's an interesting novel.
Keep digging.
I'm just gonna keep on digging. I'm going right to the special hell today after.
For some reason,
I'm not the one that adapted
Night,
it into a movie. M. Night adapted it into a movie.
Dude, it's just very.
Is that the first time he's adapted something? I thought all of them came from the brain of M. Night, but maybe I'm totally wrong.
There were some accusations of plagiarism that were laid.
Avatar? What about Avatar?
Oh, Avatar. Yeah, that's true. That was based on something.
Yes, it was.
His kids liked that one, so he had them describe it to him, and he made that into a movie.
Yeah, that's the best way. Because how do you get the plot of it? It's just his kids just like loosely ran it down like a plot summary for it.
Woof. See, now I would laugh watching it like that, thinking, okay, this is how the story's supposed to be told. It's a translation of what children think this is.
I will say, like, I don't like Old, but I get why people do like it. It's so freaking weird, man. And that one lady's death is pretty horrific, where she's like, and just like,
I don't like M. Night acting.
Oh no, he's
I don't like the way he directs actors. I think that's just something that I have to get used to. Like even with Trap, I'm just like, oh, do they all have to have this like quirky, hokey smile
I
thing?
like the surrealness, like especially the T-shirt selling guy, like that. Whole
he's great.
I thought it was gonna go somewhere, and then it really doesn't. But yeah,
I'm gonna get a close up.
Directing this one.
Just. Man, pull back.
It's almost fish-eyed, but not quite. Like it's just, it was so surreal. I thought something was going to happen with it, but it just is for nothing. It's
hey, you want to hear a secret? We're not supposed to tell anybody about this, but I've got the key.
I did love Josh Hartnett's like, I'm an insane person pretending like I'm not an insane person, just staring into the camera as this guy is telling him everything. Like that was great.
I didn't.
You didn't.
You just didn't.
You don't say.
He just absolutely did not.
Did not finish his sentence is what he didn't.
Look, sentences are overrated. I think we should go more for sentence novellas going forward. And every English teacher I ever had just cringed very hard, and I'm not entirely sure why.
That's a long one for Gray.
He'll be back in a second.
He didn't.
What do you think is your favorite M. Night movie, if you had to pick one?
It might be Unbreakable.
Unbreakable's really good. Unbreakable is really, really good.
Unbreakable, Sixth Sense is a second, and Split is a third, and then it's a very long distance.
It's so funny, too, that he wrote Split like back in like 2003.
Oh, we lost to Gray.
Okay, we'll see what happens here. But then, like, he releases it in 2016, and it's like the best movie he made in a decade.
Yeah, that might be saying something. Like, what did he sit on it? Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's possible. Like, back in the early 2000s, everyone's like, we're not doing your weird indie superhero sequel movie. Rawr,
and I said, fine, I'll just make this shitty Lady in the Water movie.
Oh God.
Great.
Sorry, I'm missing out on the scintillating M. Night Shyamalan talk.
You said
sorry about that. Apparently, I can't hold my hand down on the power button on my computer without it cycling off. I don't know. So yeah, that was my bad.
You're good.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the Lady in the Lake talk or Lady in the Water. Whatever.
Well, I'd love to talk about the Lady in the Lake. The Lady in the Water is a terrible movie, though.
True.
Yeah, let's get Arthurian legend up in here, guys. Let's go.
Ooh, that would be nice. She's keeping the sword.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I forget what she did, but something.
She had a sword. Everyone wanted it.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not Excalibur. That blew my mind when I realized that the sword and the stone and the lady and they were different swords. Like, how many magic swords is this Arthur guy getting, man?
Did water serve a purpose in Trap?
Not that I can remember.
The first time?
Oh, whoa. Possibly?
M. Night's always got some sort of water thing going on in his movies, doesn't he?
True.
Unbreakable is his weakness. Swing away. It's the alien's weakness again. Lady in the Water is Lady in the Water. Avatar has a lot of water in it.
True. There are benders of water in that one.
But there's no Rodriguez benders, sadly. The weirdest joke I've ever made.
Glass happens to have the water thing in it too.
Oh yeah, because he drowns in the puddle. Yeah,
the visit might not. I mean,
does the village have anything watery in it?
Isn't that how you? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking.
Old. They're on the beach.
Yeah.
They're right next to the water.
The village might not.
Does the village have anything watery in it? I can't remember that. Or what about the elevator one? The devil or devil?
That was a producer. He didn't.
Oh, he only produced it. My bad.
But one of the more iconic deaths in that movie is a dude getting electrocuted to death because there's like a flood and there's like a power cable that goes into the water. Yeah.
That was his influence. He
added that.
His sole contribution to Devil.
What about some water? All right, so maybe Trap doesn't. I mean, it's not like he hasn't done it before, but it's interesting.
Yeah, now that you said that, I almost want to like look at all of M. Night's movies through the lens of water. I've literally never thought about that before, but that's an interesting point, my friend.
Yeah, I kind of want to take a look at The Village and possibly Trap again. Eventually, I'll watch Trap again. I don't remember water coming up in The Watchers, which he had nothing to do with. So, yeah.
Well, they escape on water in The Watchers, but that's also how they escape.
Ooh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, maybe them escaping on the water via the book is what interested him in the project. And then he realized the movie sucks. So he's like, "Hey, daughter, you want to direct a movie?"
We're never gonna get him on the show. Hey. I'm convinced.
You never know. Yeah. He likes twists. Nobody would expect it.
Well, he also likes comedy too, so he can come and plug something that's very serious and.
It's a comedy show.
I would love him to do just like a quirky family comedy.
Schindler's List.
Just sure, yeah. M. Night's List.
M. Night's Sophie's Choice. Just I gotta pick one. All right, anyway.
Like even if I don't like his movies, like it's nice to have at least one director in Hollywood that literally is just doing the thing that he wants to do. Again, even if it does end up being bullshit almost all the time, but like I don't know, I'd say he's a net positive in the world.
You know what? Yes. To my constant complaint, guy put his money where his mouth is. Put out something that isn't a franchise. It is whatever. Trap was a change of pace, new thing, and he did it by making it and producing it himself. So, respect.
Yeah.
For sure.
I wish it didn't completely fall apart in the third act and devolve into total bullshit, but I mean, like, hey. I did see a deleted scene from it, actually, this week that was on Twitter. It was after he just, magically escapes from the limo, because, he just magically escapes from the limo in that movie.
It's not magic. He had a sweatshirt. He had a
sweatshirt. Oh, okay. No, that's fair. But it's just him just in this like store, like a clothing store, trying to change his clothes and like escape the cops. And like those were my favorite parts of those movies, like him just like processing things like silently and just like moving through a space and finding a way to do stuff. But nah, it wouldn't have saved the third act. That third act is such a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, so I feel like I should give him a positive. I feel like his acting in this one was a little bit better than usual. I kind of believed him as some sort of, again, he has to play the pivotal key moment that if he wasn't there, this whole story couldn't happen. And he was there, so he let him backstage. But
that's true.
I don't know. I kind of saw him as a clueless stage manager, way better than the writer who will save the world or the guy who hit Mel Gibson's wife with a truck. I don't know.
Hey,
I hope that's what his credit is in that movie. Guy who hit Mel Gibson's wife with a truck. That better be his credit for that movie.
I can't remember the character's name, but I just think it's a slight improvement.
Didn't you used to work at the stadium? This guy kicked me out of a football game and it changed my life.
You know what? Okay, so
that
cameo actually was almost his best. If it just stopped with the son and the dad are arguing about him going on the walk, and then it just cuts to the wide and M. Night's there and he's just like, dude, let your dad go for a walk. That would have been incredible. But then he has to go and M. Night it by being like, wait, you changed my life that one time when the things happened. It's he's always so close.
The one arc in Boyhood that nobody talks about.
Exactly. It was very boyhood.
Well, that's we're just scraping the barrel for M Night stuff, even though it's Beetlejuice weekend.
Hey, we're just
kind of worried what we're
three
gonna do
guys being dudes having fun. You know, that's all we're doing at this point.
Did we burn all the M Night material though?
No,
no.
Oh, there's always more M Night material.
Are we screwed for the M Night episode?
No.
I read the literal book on the production of Lady in the Water, and M. Night is quoted in that book that he has signed off on and has no issues with anything in the book, as saying, if I can't play the guy whose writing goes on to change the world, why am I making this movie? He didn't say it like that. He just said, well, if I'm not playing insert character's name here, why am I making this movie? But, you know, implications there. Anyway, great show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've been going a little long in the year, but
we're not used to going past 2 hours anymore. I forgot about that.
Right? I feel spoiled, actually. This is kind of a nice little cushion.
Extra time.
Mr. Gray, you're theoretically a YouTuber. You got anything coming up, buddy?
In theory, yeah.
I always say that, by the way, because you always say that too. I'm not trying to be a dick.
I know. In theory, I am, and in theory, I have my own channel. There are things coming. I'm just making sure that the irons are very cold, and then I will strike. It's just a thing I have. So eventually, there will be an Acolyte video. But yeah, I'm starting this new thing. I guess I want to delve into what is good criticism or film criticism or analysis compared to not so good film analysis. So
I'm not good.
Eventually, expect a video on that. But yeah, other than that, of course, join us here every Monday or other day. But if you're jonesing for more, Charles, me, perhaps Lindsay sometimes, okay, apparently I need to move this above, and there we go, seamless.
Boom.
Every Thursday, go over to That Darn Kidda's channel for The Thinkers. It's people from at least 3 different continents getting together, arguing, disagreeing about everything in a somewhat civil way. Lindsay joined us for a think on anime. I think that went pretty well, but yeah, there's going to be kind of a contentious part 2 this time to a apparently media criticism. One of the thinkers put forward that a lot of these franchises are built off of bitterness, and another thinker put forth that it's built off of narcissism, and I don't see that. I see profit as the main thing. So if you want to come hear us all argue about it, apparently me and Charles have to answer for not being there during the argument last time, so we got to defend this. But yeah, if you're looking forward to anything like that, go over to That Darn Kidda's channel on YouTube every Thursday morning. The Thinkers.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
That's about all I got going on.
That sounds like a great episode, actually. And it was so much fun. I'm throwing mechanical pencils everywhere. I had so much fun on That Darn Kidda's channel. I'm throwing mechanical pencils everywhere. Definitely check out the anime episode.
But what you got going on your side of the internet, Lindsay?
So I've got a couple of irons in the fire I'm working on right now for videos, and at least one short idea I want to do. But I'm also about to go hang out with my mom for a little bit because she hurt her arm and she has 2 new puppies, and she can't really walk them right now. So my unemployed ass is going to go get some mom time in and play with some puppies and get some good karma by helping out the mother figure. So, but I'm going to take my computer with me, so we'll see when things get out and what ends up happening.
We may not need to do an episode.
Well, I might be gone for like 2 or 3 weeks, so it's.
I mean, if
I bring my computer with me, then I can keep being productive on other video stuff, so it's worth it.
I thought you were implying, because we're back into slow times where show business doesn't need to be like in February. We're not going to need to be weekly, but yeah, I didn't want you to think that.
Look, Charles, if you want me to be just tell me. Oh, sorry, bi-weekly.
The holiday season is nearly upon us, though. Come on, all the contenders.
Well,
there's going to be award show contenders on this.
October will be full of horror movies too. So there's, we probably have time for a little bit before October, but I don't know. Keep an eye out and be subscribed to everyone just in case, and for other reasons too. Damn it!
Ring that bell.
Yeah.
Then look at our faces. We're adorable.
And thank you to those of you who have joined us. The loyalty in the chat is quite admirable.
So much fun. Thanks for tuning in, guys. But yeah, no, we will see you guys all soon. I guess I'm having to do the sign off thing here. Gray, say words.
Words.